Come on, man.
Hi, Captain.
See you, what up? Adam, what up? Look, yeah, the mic's hot, baby, take no days off. Your mother pods everything that they say soft. No plays off, no plays off. Yeah, the mic's hot, baby, take no days off. Your mother pods everything that they say soft. Adam, see you, this is Thor, it's no plays off.
Oh, man. Know what just happened on here, guys? I just got a push notification that BNN is live on YouTube.
Let's
We
go.
are back on YouTube. What's up? Kaufman, see ya, Thorb. Oh, man. It's
We got to spread the word. We got to spread the word. This is big news.
A Mike Green double bang. We are all winners around here. Yeah, we're on Twitter. We're on Twitch. We always are. But back on the YouTube, where we hope to hear from you guys in the chat. Good to see you, fellas. See ya. You got a fresh cut there? The hair's looking shorter on the sides.
Yeah, you know who cuts my hair ever since COVID is Gigi.
Gigi.
A.K.A. my wife, who, by the way, will be on the floor next week. The debut season, or I should say episode of season 5. You'll see her there at least over the next few weeks, maybe more. I can't really say.
I half expected Thorb to get a little witty there. She will be on the floor for the next few weeks. It's what she posted about this. I want to say a couple hours after we concluded our previous show. And I saw that. I messaged. I was like, what the hell? Why didn't see you mention this on the show? She's like, embargo. But now it's out there. Now I can legally say.
Yeah. Well, I did mention that she was going to be on a game show like many episodes ago, but I didn't go beyond that. So it'll be on Fox, I think next Wednesday, maybe. I think it's Wednesday at 8:00.
How tough is it for you to keep some of these secrets, knowing how all of this plays out?
I mean, it's a little tough, but to be honest, it was recorded so long ago that it's sort of like out of sight, out of mind at this point.
Did nobody hear the random basketball highlight that played in the beginning of the show?
Yeah, we talked about the Mike Breen bang.
That was SPJ. Can you do it again?
I was so confused.
We were celebrating.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought my computer was malfunctioning.
Here it is.
Bang! It's good. Wins the game at the buzzer.
We just thought like maybe somebody had a tab open.
And nobody reacted. It was. I was losing.
That was like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's all I could think about. You had me checking my link or my fucking tabs on my computer to make sure something wasn't up.
Thorb, I know you're sweating some golf. I have some incredible lineups going on. Nobody wants to hear about that, but I don't know that they're actually going to come to fruition. But I'm going to lose my golf matchup to a guy who's going to end up being the first round leader, and I'm super not stoked about that. How you doing?
Been there, brother. Yeah, I just Novak just bogeyed that hole, took me out of first place in the showdown lineup, and it's tough. I'm probably gonna win at least $700, so I'm not gonna act that upset about it. But it's a big swing.
Has the hot streak continued for you into April? I mean, I know what a glorious March it was for you.
Hell no, but it's coming back because I'm so on top of this golf tournament right now. Like everyone at the top, I have. So this is good.
Can I just say, because by the way, I'm going to lose my matchup, but the rest of my golf's looking pretty good. But you know, we talk about how much of a degenerate Thorb is, and we all are to some degree. But Thorb is like more than us. I mean, if we're being honest here, and it's not like a super close call, if I'm being honest. With all of that said,
wait. How are we defining that? Is this monetarily, volume? Like how? Literally
any description you could come up with, including monetarily and volume wise, all of the above. You could name a bunch of other factors and it would still be yes to Thorb.
I guarantee I am more of a volume degenerate than Thorb.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if the stakes are like a certain number. No offense, but you and me, I don't know what our denominations are. They are a fraction of what Thorb bets on a day-to-day.
Thorb, what do you think? Because you're pretty comfortable sharing money. You've talked about this in the past before. What do you think you bet on average per day?
4 to 8K.
Yeah, that's degeneracy, folks.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And the point I'm getting at, it's that when we associate the word degenerate with a guy that's just like constantly losing money, and we know this gambling game, that's going to probably happen more often than not. But I got to say, when it comes to golf specifically, and Thorb, I'm not like aware of the other, like how you've been doing over the last couple of months with the other bets, but people don't know this about Thorb, that he's been tracking golf he doesn't just play and like whatever, like he's been betting for a long time. And no offense, Thorb, I just figured you were just like everybody else, like kind of winning here, losing there, losing more than you win. This is the hottest golf capper like on the planet right now. And like nobody knows about it because we think of Thorb as degenerate. He doesn't have his own show. Thorb is like knocking these things down on a week-to-week basis. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have Finau first round leader as well.
Jesus.
I think Thompson's going to take that. I mean, it's a par 5, 8, and he's on the 18th right now.
Yeah, that's who my matchup is against. I have Ryo Histsune, who's -4, by the way, over Davis Thompson. Thompson's on that par 5, and he's on the green in 3. He's got an 8-footer to knock you out, basically.
He's got an 8-footer.
You have any cash out opportunity on a first round leader bet?
What's that?
Is there a cash out opportunity on a first round leader bet, or can you hedge that in any way if you feel like you're in play there?
There's too many players left. Like somebody in the afternoon could get super hot. I also have David Ford, who he bogeyed the whole 15.
I'll let you know.
I have the each way on it anyway, so it's not gonna be the worst.
Can we shout out some people in the chat? Vsauce, of course, from Betting News Network. So find us on YouTube and make sure you're subscribed to the channel and all that. But Joe Neuenfeld is back with us on YouTube. I'm sure he's loving the fact that we're back on YouTube. Jeff Stenberg, who's normally with us on Twitch or Twitter, he's on the YouTube. Beast McNeese. We got I Am Kev on here. Do us a favor, hit the like button. We got to get people's attention on YouTube. So maybe you all can help us with that. If not today, maybe the next time we're on, because this is where I know a lot of my audience likes to chime in a live chat.
I'm kind of uncomfortable that Jeff Stenberg is again Jeff Stenberg in the chat and no longer Stifler.
But it's a really good case study of and this is no offense to the Twitch people, because we have a lot of Twitch people watching, but like when it comes to, like, for example, my audience, Jeff would rather be on here in the live chat, clearly on YouTube rather than Twitch. So again, look, we're building this YouTube momentum now. Like, let's bring it. Tell all your friends.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, nice darts bet last week, dick.
Yeah, that did not work out, Jeff. You can't just auto tail Whitler.
This is how we make friends here on No Plays Off. Calling our listeners, our viewers, dicks live on YouTube.
He would want that.
If you cost him money, we already know the guy's putting down some serious volume.
But then again, what do you got today?
And by the way,
live in the moment.
By the way, Jeff and Joe and Vsauce, I'm the only one who's hit the like button on this show.
Is that right?
I can tell.
You can tell because there's only one like and you did it.
Let's hit the like button, everybody. Let's get us.
I'll do it. Hang on. Let me log in.
I'll think about it.
Wait, now I have to hear you. Wait, hang on.
Did he make the putt seed? You know?
Boom. All right.
I don't know.
I like. I'm third like, guys. Third one.
Wait, actually, if you know, don't tell me, because I want to watch it myself and get upset.
Okay, that's fair.
Like live. Yeah.
Did you guys see the wish list I put out for subject matter to
I did, and I want to get to as much of it as we can, but can I just tell you, the first thing I thought of when I read your very extensive wish list was, I don't know how many shows this is, like how many deep we're into the history of No Plays Off, dozen, whatever, something like that. Do we think that Thorb has ever come to a show with one singular thing that he wants to talk about?
Ouch.
Never.
Like, you presented like 15 items there in that tweet, and all I could think about was like, I wonder if there's one thing Thorb wants to talk about today.
No, I like it like this because then it's more natural. So whatever happens. And that's how we stumble upon the weird plane conversations, paper towels, and those such things. I like that.
Were you all, I don't know if you were tracking, because I was like every couple of days reviving the tweet that we all put out about airplane etiquette, aisle seat, drinking beforehand, all that. Were you all tracking that and surprised by how many people? Because it was the majority that were like, yeah, of course I don't drink ahead of time. And if I do, I'm an aisle seat guy.
I wasn't paying attention to all of the.
You missed it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
I wasn't
What an idiot.
actively tracking all of the replies. Vsauce points out, by the way, 9 YouTube subs away from 600. Can we make that a show goal in the hour, however long we're
It's a
here?
great idea.
Yeah. I'll even sub.
Perfect. Awesome. That's an easy one. It's a
fantastic.
freebie. Free square.
What did that say? What did that person say about me in the chat?
Thorb looks like he tracks his personal bets in donut holes eaten in one sitting.
Speaking of bets, I don't know where
a
that
fat
came
joke?
from either. I think it is. I feel like he's like I already insulted you with the
Face.
Terrell Hatton thing, and now he's just like piling on.
That's crazy. I got Pam telling me she doesn't even notice if I go to the gym, and
That won't really
now
fuck with you.
I got this. I just came from the gym. This is some bullshit, man.
Thorb, do you have any Final Four action?
No, I just got Zona for it all.
Oh, that's right.
Pretty hefty wager though. That'd be cool.
Adam, how about you?
I am a UConn backer. So that was a nice miracle against Duke the other day in every sense of the word. But yeah, I mean, a couple more tough games to get through before we get home. And I do not have nearly as serious a wager on it as Thorb does Arizona, I'm sure. Nevertheless, I'm looking forward to it.
I have a future on Illinois, but it's definitely my smallest future, and it's like not consequential enough for me to be like, oh, I got to have Illinois in the final. And honestly, I think one of those two teams loses somewhat comfortably. Anything can happen, but somewhat comfortably to Michigan or Arizona. Adam, when it comes to that shot, that UConn shot,
Yeah.
if I just I'm sure you've thought about this, you probably discussed it on other shows, but just assume you hadn't for a second. Chris Kish joining here, Crispy Sky. He says, "Hey boys, thanks for being in here, Chris. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel."
You know,
and I want the chat.
Is a form of donut.
I want the chat to participate in this as well.
Apparently, I'll eat that up.
When it comes to best March Madness shots,
yeah,
Adam, would you put that in the top 5 without even really giving yourself the chance to think? Forget about like the 70s and like maybe even the 80s,
Sure.
like 90s forward. Would that be like a top 5 March Madness moment?
I think it would have to be. You know, not necessarily because of like it was significant. It sent them into the Final Four. You know, it's not. We're not talking about like. You know, something that ultimately, I mean, if it looks bigger, obviously, if UConn does go on to win the championship, it looks significantly bigger.
Yeah,
if UConn goes out and gets smoked in the Final Four, then it just becomes an incredible highlight and something that's remembered in UConn history, but maybe not in the, you know, pantheon of greatness in March Madness. Will it be part of, you know, one shining moment? Of course it will. It's a big deal. But you know, I just think it was kind of like the story of the game, right? You have UConn going into this game, even if you bet UConn to win, which I did, and just believed in UConn and didn't believe as much in Duke, we're still talking about an underdog of 5-6 points, whatever it was. And you get down out of the gate by roughly 20 points in the opening half. And not only that, basically halfway through the first half. And it's just looking like an absolute massacre. And they chip away, get to within 10 by the end of the half. And then in the second half, you can't get out of your own way. Every time you make a little bit of a run, Duke responds, just looking like the 1 seed and number 1 overall seed that it is. And then to get to those final seconds where all Duke has to do is inbound the ball and hold it. That's it. And get fouled, go to the line, ice the game. It's it. For them to foolishly, just bad hoops IQ, try and kill clock by moving the ball and send it into a turnover to where that freshman, maybe a lottery pick this year, launches that thing like a Steph Curry jumper. There was no heave. It was just like this beautiful shot that swished. Like for that to go in when it looked like after Solo Ball had missed the free throw and it was a 4-point game, or looking like it was going to be a 4-point game with free throws versus the 3-point game. You know, it looked over. It looked over. I mean, it was done as far as I was concerned. So, you know, it was miraculous. And yeah, like I think it has to be considered one of the great moments in March Madness history today. But again, that can change if UConn doesn't now do something with it.
Thorb, I thought that was going to go like 7 or 8 minutes, and I
could have gone longer.
I was kind of nervous about it, but actually,
Yeah.
he's kind of like he presented the case, like he answered the question, and he got out like within 3 minutes or less. That was impressive. I like the answer.
Thank you. Appreciate
that wasn't bad. I actually turned that game off and then checked
Because
my phone.
I actually muted Adam.
I didn't turn you off. I turned the game off. When like it was like not even really close. And then I checked my phone and I'm like, holy shit, they're actually coming back. And then that ending was fucking sick. I haven't watched like because I'm not a big college basketball guy by any means, but that was sick. See, are you watching
like that? Don't turn you into a bigger college basketball guy?
Not at all, dude. They're fucking kids. I don't care about them. But yeah, that's the thing too. Like, imagine, like that's just a kid who gave up that ball. That kid's got to be going through it. That I can't even imagine. Like, if you did that and then you got to just go to school, like there's no way. That's crazy.
I mean, in his defense, he was throwing it to a guy that was like wide open, and obviously the game was over. Obviously, he didn't throw it high enough. In the play they ran, Adam, it looked like it was just like their classic break a press play. And obviously UConn's going to overcommit to everything, which is exactly what they did. And if he just flung it a little higher, I mean, there was a dunk and a celebration. I think in that moment, you're not thinking the ball's going to get tipped. And obviously it did. But
I agree. I don't think they were thinking that. But me, and again, UConn backer, rooting for the Huskies. I'm sitting there watching that thing, also just as a basketball fan, going, what are you doing? Like, hold the ball. Why are you throwing the ball around? Just like
right.
Two sides of the brain working. One like rooting for chaos, and the other side just going like, this is way too risky. Get yourself to the free throw line. You hit 2 free throws. The game is literally mathematically over. You're done. And they just keep, no, we're going to kill clock. We're going to throw the ball. Like you said, maybe we can get an easy layup, but you don't need the layup. Hold the ball. It's over. So I was freaking out about that as well. It just felt like bad fundamental basketball.
Yeah, I hear you. Do we know who Get 'em SOS is? Is he a BNN guy, or is that?
Don't
because
know, but
shout out to you.
Apparently.
Shout out to you for reposting. Not that everybody has to do this, but like, listen, we're trying to get noticed. It's really cool that you decided to see us on Twitter and repost it. So a big thank you for that. All right. Well, gentlemen, what else do we want to talk about? Should I go through my wish list or no?
Yeah, you had a list, dude.
You got a healthy list, and we were going to talk about the movies too. You brought this up and we chatted the other night.
Ooh, movies.
Did you guys see what the Wizards did yesterday? And did you know it was entirely scripted?
No. Tell me.
Okay, so yesterday is April Fool's, and everybody jumps the shark with that and tries to be the funniest person, and it doesn't work out 99% of the time, including with the Wizards, because what they did was, so 2 things are happening. One is it was scripted. 2, nobody knew it was scripted except the people that were involved. So there's people during this like halftime thing that are watching it, like not really knowing what's going on. They blindfold a guy. They tell him to do a half court shot. If he makes it, he wins $10,000. Well, the plan is to basically pretend that he makes it, no matter what. And so that's what happens. Everybody celebrates. Everybody's like jumping all over him. The crowd's like kind of confused, and they present a check for $10,000 and then they take it away from him. Well, when people saw that, they didn't realize that guy that was blindfolded was actually in on it. And that's what I'm hearing now, is that he was actually in on it. Okay. And it was just like their little April Fool's skit that they were doing. But of course, because nobody else knew that, it gave people cause to trash an organization that already gets a lot of criticism. And so now today they've got to apologize for it. And I'm like, listen, I worked with this company recently, but I mean, I feel like the self-awareness there is like, I'd almost want to be as under the radar as humanly possible in anything, let alone like a halftime skit that could get some potential negative press. And anyway, that's what happened. They got a lot of social media stuff about it.
April Fool's sucks.
Yeah,
look, it does.
There's a part of me that likes the concept of April.
Here's the apology, courtesy of SBJ if you're watching us live. Go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
You want to read it? You don't care?
We apologize for last night's April Fool's joke that left many wondering if we had misled a fan. The skit involving our mascot and other members of our performance team was scripted and intended to celebrate the day. All participants were in on the joke, but we missed the mark. Our fans are our priority, and we continue to be committed to providing a positive experience to all who attend our games. And my objection to all of this, again, it's weird for me to say because I've kind of been on the inside here, is that how did you not think that maybe this was going to happen? How did you not think that this was going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe they just did this to a fan? I feel like you almost may as well have had pre-written the apology. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Pullwax? Favorite podcast in the chat. I agree. They missed the mark is one way to put it. For sure, that was a failure. And I think probably 99% of what happens on April Fool's Day, especially what happens on social media on April Fool's Day, is a complete, total failure. It's not of the same scale. One that I just stumbled upon this morning. I don't know if you guys watched the show Entourage when that was on in its prime.
Sure.
Loved it.
Sure.
And so ever since, people associated with the show have been suggesting we're working on trying to bring it back. Fans, there was the Victory podcast. Fans, have been clamoring for there to be, an Entourage reboot or extension or whatever. And so they put out this big graphic of course, yesterday, where it's like season 9 of Entourage is coming this summer, and the world starts flipping out, and they, Jeremy Piven is tagged in it and shares it, and Jerry Ferrara, is a collaborator on Instagram, and all these people, associated with the show get behind it. And then, of course, they're April Fools, and all they did was piss off their fans. And Ferrara comes out, and he's like, this was a bad idea. I can't believe I was a part of this. I apologize to the fans. We are working on it, but no, there's nothing coming. Most people screw up when it comes to April Fools, which just sort of, I guess what I was starting to say before is it just sucks that conceptually, I like the idea of April Fools. I do. I think if done right, which is so rare, it feels like it can be fun. But isn't there always an asshole? Isn't there always a loser in April Fools? What if the April Fools prank is, like those rookie pranks in the NBA? I filled your car with popcorn. Well, guess what? Some poor asshole has to clean out that car and restore it to form. There's always a loser when it comes to these pranks. And that's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, once you're over roughly 12 years old, stop doing April Fool's jokes, I think. But I had all my music artist friends just so I think I'm retiring from music. That's fucking that's so lame. I don't know. I hate all of it. What they should have done at the game was you put on the Jumbotron that you guys are all gonna pretend this goes in. And then you don't tell the guy in the blindfold and then just ruin the fuck out of his day. You know what I mean? So you're only pissing off one guy, and then everything's fine. And then maybe afterwards you still give him $5,000. But that's what you should have done, because now you just pissed off all your fans, and that's not good.
Yeah.
Also, you mentioned Entourage. Let's add what's that one chick's name that's super hot? That was dating E.
I can't remember her name.
Sloan. She should make the list of the top. She should be on the list of the hottest characters or whatever we were trying to do that one day. Maybe I was just trying to do it, but I'll get you guys involved.
But Sloan's great. What? Yeah, I think Barstool actually recently put out it just popped up on my Twitter. They had a blog of his I know it's been years, but are we giving Sloan her due? Sloan is just underrated as this one of the hottest chicks of all time from a TV show. Speaking of women who are popularly attractive, though, and this blends well into April Fools, you guys know Paige Sporonic, obviously, being the golf fans that you are. Her April Fool's gag yesterday, not that anybody bought it for a second, and anyone who follows her social media platform is going to know, exactly what this is all about. Her whole gag was so guys, I've been thinking there've been a lot of reaction I'm paraphrasing in my, social, I'm not putting out pictures of my chest anymore for all of you to consume. I'm only going to wear full attire and fully covering myself up, frontal and this is going to, I hope I have your support during this time or something like that. And then, of course, however many hours later, it's just kidding. And a giant picture of her chest. That's But like, this is what April Fool's Day has come down to. This is, I'm sorry, Paige, like, fans, don't get me wrong, but like, let's get a little bit more imaginative when it comes to this stuff at this point.
Let's just not do it, huh?
Yeah. I think it's also harder to do on like a large scale. There's too many people that are just going to like you can't get the whole world to buy in on a prank. You got to do that on a small scale, get like 5 or 10 people.
Yeah.
Duped.
No.
Or just do it within your house with your kids and your family and just like stupid little pranks that like not everything has to go, before the world.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'll like fake my own death next year, but then like actually disappear for like 2 whole weeks. Make this shit real. You know what I mean? I think if you're gonna do it, you gotta fully commit. I don't know.
Thor joined the gym yesterday. Hi, April Fools.
All right, listen.
Wow.
There it is again.
Hey, what am I gonna have to do to fix this at this point? You know,
do we do like
when I look fat from the bottom down? If it's just my head,
no, you look solid. You look solid.
Oh, whoa. Damn!
Whoa!
Oh, you're not messing around.
Look, no, I'm dead serious. I'm not fat.
Who brought the pipe?
It's almost as big as my bicep. It's too bad I'm wearing long sleeves.
It's way bigger than yours.
If Sia flexed right now, his shirt would rip.
It would. Yeah, I don't want to do that to the shirt.
Yeah.
Joe Neuenfeld says I look like AI.
You do look like AI. You look like you're molded out of clay.
You got an AI look to you. Yeah.
You don't look anything like Allen Iverson.
I knew that was coming. Hey-o.
That was Super Bowl commercial.
AI. No.
Yeah.
See, I was at the golf course yesterday, and I thought about doing top button in your honor, but then I didn't. Yeah, I didn't do it.
You should have. It's a good look.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It adds an extra bit of class because I'm going into my class phase of golf now. I got the shoes that kind of look like dress shoes now. I'm getting into that era of my life.
Really?
And I got these nice like pants. They're not like the classic. They got a little bit of swag to them, but then I got the nice shoes. I was thinking about a top button. I'm going real class this year.
Are the shoes that kind of look like dress shoes just dress shoes?
No, that'd be outrageous. The fuck are you talking about? They got spikes.
What are shoes that kind of look like dress shoes?
They have spikes. Like as someone who doesn't golf, does everyone who does golf, not professionals, but like at the more average level, like does everybody have cleats or whatever they're called, golf cleats, golf spikes, whatever they're called, or does anyone just golf in regular old shoes?
If you're like, if you're just starting, I've seen regular shoes, but then a lot of people that like aren't too serious into golf have like the spikeless versions, which are just like they got some grit to them, but they don't have the spikes. But once you start, really playing golf, you got spikes.
Gotta have spikes.
You gotta have spikes. It's traction, man. You be fucking twisting, torquing.
Right.
You need
Can I change the subject real quick? Is it true that?
Sure.
Is it true that Wemby is out tonight? Because
yes.
Why are the Clippers only favored by? I mean, their money line's -118. Why wouldn't we just take the Clippers, who are playing better, and there's no Wemby on the other side, and it's a back-to-back for the Spurs? What am I missing?
The Spurs still got a lot of talent. That's still a good team.
Oh, I agree, but I mean, we can all agree the Clippers are a better team than we thought what they were 2 or 3 months ago. They're playing pretty good basketball.
You want me to bet it, dude? I'll bet it. Just say
I'm gonna bet it right now.
The
line doesn't seem right.
All right, I'll bet it then.
But I'm not like an NBA guy, so I might be like the sucker that's like, oh, this is easy.
Adam's our correspondent for NBA.
Your resident NBA guy?
Yeah. Go ahead and tell me how much I should put on this.
Yeah.
Well, given that you're betting between $4,000 and $8,000 a day.
Well, don't factor that in.
Would you take that bet, Adam?
She's down to didn't you say -180?
No. -118.
Oh,
-115.
I was going to say, because I'm looking at -116. I was like, we were looking at very different books.
I'm not repping a bet that's -180. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, some people will not hesitate. Let me pull up.
It's wild too because the line moved 5 points. It was 4.5 earlier. So Wemby moved this line 5 points,
which is totally justified, especially on a back-to-back. Like, that's the thing. It's not just that he's out. It's that they're also on a back. Although actually the Clippers might have played last night. I'm not even sure. as I've already made the bet.
Adam, just say yes. I'm gonna do it. So just tell
Yeah,
me that it's good.
I just wanted to see the injury report that does factor into how much I do or do not. I mean, I know Wemby's not playing, but I want to know who else is.
I assume Darius Garland and Mathurin and Kawhi are all playing in this game.
All right, so
I already did it. You took too long, and
Wemby's the only guy out for the Spurs that you've heard of, and the Clippers. Everybody is playing of note.
That Wemby guy's a real piece of shit, man. I bet Golden State last night, and
why'd you do that?
That guy's a freak. Well, I won, so you're welcome.
Barely. Yeah, what they covered the last second.
That is correct, sir.
This game's at 10:40.
We had the Spurs. We were already dead with our parlay, but we had the Spurs covering as a show parlay on BETSPRESSO last night.
Well, I bet live. Did they actually cover the number? Probably not.
They covered the number. Yeah, they covered it by the hook. So the Spurs are 2 back at the Thunder, still chasing that 1 seed. Clippers locked into the play-in.
Oh, but can they position themselves better in the play-in would be the question.
I mean, yes and no. Like right now, they're gonna be the 8 or the 9.
All right, there's a difference there.
There is.
I like it. I'm in. It's done.
I don't think the Knicks are any good, guys.
Yeah, I don't.
I told you that. That's why I put the biggest bet I've ever had on the Charlotte Hornets last week. I gave out on this show.
I fear they're not any good, but it's good. And I keep adding to the 7 out of 10.
Come on.
Yeah, against like the most bottom feeder.
They're
teams.
the Miami Dolphins, man. Like
March Madness teams.
Yeah, they beat up on the bad team. They're literally the Dolphins. And I've seen it too much and I don't want it. I'm highly invested though.
So I mean, you may as well tell people what you put on the Spurs. Then we got to know what we're pulling for you.
Oh, I only did. I did 200.
Okay.
I did half of that
because I trust Sia with my life.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
Vsauce says the Knicks killed our parlay. I mean, they did technically kill it, yes, but the Spurs would have killed it.
If you guys had an MVP vote, and by the way, I think MVP is like a silly, lazy award, really across sports. So I don't care that much. I would never get mad about an MVP thing because it's ridiculous. With that said, if you had a vote, who would it be for?
SGA. SGA would be the MVP, and will be the MVP.
I thought you were going to say Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's
no.
As much as it sucks, it's probably SGA. Yeah.
Yeah, but I asked who you would vote for, not who it's going to be.
Who I would vote for?
Yeah.
Jaylen Brunson.
Jaylen Brown.
Jalen Brunson. You don't think you wouldn't vote for Wemby? I mean, at this point, it's kind of ridiculous on both ends on the floor.
I would not. It is ridiculous, and he is insane, but he's not. I realize that SGA is also not doing it alone. So when I say he's not doing it alone, I get it. But like Wemby is, he's this generational, incredible alien level talent. Like he's had Fox and he's had Castle and Harper and a lot of continuity there on that team. The Thunder, who still, at least by 2 games, lead the rest of the NBA off a back-to-back, given that they've won the championship, short off season, all that stuff. This team has been injury-riddled the entire year. I mean, Jalen Williams has barely played. SGA missed a very small stretch. But generally, when he has been out there, it's been like him, occasionally Holmgren, and a bunch of role players. Good role players, but role players. I just think he's had to do a little bit more with less than Wemby has had to in San Antonio.
I think it's Wemby. I just think on both ends of the floor, he's just dominant. What'd you say?
You're entitled to your own opinion, Sia.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay.
Luka.
What else?
Also, I don't respect SGA's game. I don't like OKC. There's 2 teams I don't like to root for. I don't like rooting for OKC. I don't like how they play. And I don't like rooting for Orlando. And it's mostly because of like the Desmond Bane factor in Orlando and just the way that SGA and company manufacture points. It's just not, I mean, I understand they're taking advantage of what they should be taking advantage of, but the brand of basketball there is just not something I'm interested in. I'm like literally not interested in watching it. That doesn't mean I'm not going to watch it. I would just rather watch other teams play.
What's the other thing you hate? Because we clearly know you hate OKC. I've heard that many times. There was one other thing that you remember what he hates, Adam? He gets really mad about one other thing. I don't remember what it was, but it's funny. I like when Sia gets mad.
He hates when I interrupt him. Are you talking about that?
It does. And when you talk too long. But that wasn't it. It was like a team or something. What's it? It might have just been the Jaguars or something. I don't. You get fired up about
the Jaguars.
Something. Yeah, well, we all hate the Jaguars.
That's fair.
Nobody likes the Jaguars.
Yeah,
except Pam. Pam likes the Jaguars.
Not only that, I wish you hadn't mentioned Pam, because now I'm going to sound like a prick because I like Pam. But in a general sense, not only do I not like the Jaguars, I don't like people who like the Jaguars.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I totally get it. That checks out.
Fuck you, Pam.
Take that, Pam.
Thanks
for coming on to the show.
Yeah.
All right. See what's next on your list, you little turkey. What do you got?
Do you guys so you probably don't watch Summer House, but are you aware of it's not a Tom Sandoval thing from Vanderpump. It's not like that level, but are you aware of the controversy on Summer House?
I didn't understand any of the words you just said.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Totally fair. You don't have to talk about it. You don't know the Tom Sandoval story from Vanderpump Rules from like 3 years
I don't know who that is, man.
Also never saw that.
But you never heard that name like 3 years ago. It was a pretty big thing.
I have heard
is there a Louise Sandoval?
Rules. I've never heard of Tom Sandoval.
Yeah. We can just skip past that
go ahead and skip that one.
Stifler in the chat, Jeff Stenberg, Pam would beat the shit out of Adam. 1,000%. Oh my God. Like that wouldn't even be close. You kidding? That wouldn't be
We
funny.
can set that up. Yeah, we can set that up.
Well, okay. I'm going to read off the rest of the topics on my wish list, and you guys can choose
which one. Interject what we want to talk about.
Some of these are a little, touchy. Masters picks, Tiger Woods, Kirk Cousins, airplane etiquette, and Justin Bieber.
All right.
What's going on with Jay Biebs? What's
nothing?
Wait.
Nothing is just me paying. Justin Bieber thing is me just paying homage to him. I think he's great on and off the mic.
He's lovely.
Did something new happen that thrust him into the news, or you were just thinking about Justin Bieber?
He's just.
I just like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, he's good, man. Talented guy.
You know what?
I used to hate him. I used to hate him so much because when you were growing up, like every chick liked him. So then naturally, when you grow up as a hater, you hate everybody like that. So I didn't like him at all. And
that was me for 5 minutes in many years ago with Justin Timberlake until again very quickly I was like, well, one, it's not his fault. He's fucking good at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can act, can sing, can write, can produce, can dance, can all of the and he's funny as shit. Like, you know what? Maybe I just need to acknowledge he's great. And once I did that, I lived a happier life.
Yeah. I hated Channing Tatum too. And then I love that guy. That guy's awesome.
Awesome.
That guy's awesome.
Did you see the DWI clip? Not of him getting stopped in the car taking the field sobriety test, which is out there. I'm talking about Justin Timberlake. Did you see when he was actually at the police station?
Yeah.
And he did that. No. He basically broke out a joke in the middle of the processing. It's almost impossible for me to replicate. It was so funny how he.
Can we find it and use it? Is it out there on the Twitter somewhere?
It's
definitely out there. Yeah, so Jeff Stenberg's seen it. The white question mark. I mean, it was deadpan. Like it was like, when you make a joke and it's like kind of like a weird situation, and so you just bail on the joke right away. You want to make the joke, but you bail on it right away. He leaned into it, and I thought it was like the funniest thing I've ever seen in something that like you can't make funny out of that, and he did somehow.
Did you see Tiger in the room?
I hope you could see it.
Wait, from his old arrest back in the day in 2017.
He was falling asleep or.
Oh man, it's a tough watch, man.
Damn.
I mean, you had on your list. Do we want to talk about Tiger Woods? Is there anything that we can say about Tiger Woods other than geez, man, I hope you get yourself some help. Like there's nothing else that one can say that isn't gonna like get you into trouble in some way, shape, or form. I can't fathom. Look, we've all made dumb decisions at various levels of our lives, some more, high profile than others, obviously. But I just think anybody, and this goes back to Timberlake too, like anybody of a certain means that I will never understand, like those two guys, like get the driver, man. Like just have the driver on standby always, all the time. Like it should be like you don't even have your license. You have forgotten how to drive. It is not a part of your life. And I know some people just want to have control, but
I mean, I think if you're that high profile, don't you, and probably Tiger might not, but don't you like walk around with security detail, like maybe one guy? Like, couldn't that be your driver? You know what I'm saying? Kind of a 2-for-1 situation where you still retain your privacy, but you've got your bodyguard that's also driving you around. I feel like, I don't know, everybody wants to be just normal too. He doesn't want to have to like do that. But I feel, to your point, yeah, you got to concede at some point.
Like the video of the cop trying to teach him how to do the sobriety walk. He's just out there like, I'm sorry, man, I've never had to do this before. Like, again, just like trying to find some humor in it while whoever it was that he was with is like, don't you know who that is? Like, I don't think the cop cares who that is.
Yeah, it's really bad, man. It's not good. I don't know, because which I didn't really know, or did I watch at the time? People said he was just like sweating out his ass on TGL, like the 3 days prior to that or something. So he's just on a bunch of different. What do they know exactly what he's on? Like, just is it like painkillers or whatever?
Is Tiger now?
Yes, yeah. Tiger.
I don't know. I haven't read any article. I really haven't read too many articles about it in the first place because
I don't know, but I mean, obviously he was. He's recovering from, what was it, an Achilles rupture? So I mean, it would make sense that he'd have that stuff available to him and that he might overdo it. Given
hadn't the news just in the last like day or two before that happened been like he's coming back, he's lined up to play in whatever it is.
The Masters. Like, we basically thought he was playing the Masters. Yeah, he didn't. It wasn't official, but it was official enough for him to be on the odds board and for him to have sort of teased that he was going to be playing without actually confirming it.
The Masters, you see that?
Out, you said?
Yeah.
Who?
Mickelson.
Oh.
Wonder why that is.
Okay.
According to this alert, while we've been on the show a half hour ago, he will be out for an extended period as his family continues to, quote, navigate a personal health matter.
Interesting. That's not funny or fun.
No, that doesn't sound great.
Well, I wanted it to be more funny or something.
Do people miss the Masters as a haha?
As a haha?
As a haha?
What?
What do you? I don't know what you're saying.
The hell is this guy talking about?
That's what I mean. Like, people don't just miss the Masters to be funny. So it's April Fool's. I'm not playing in the Masters.
Well, no, it could have been funny. He could have I don't know, fell off like a trampoline or I don't know. There could have been something. There could have been something.
Terrible ankle sprain that he won't be able to cope with.
There was an April Fool's yesterday saying Russell Henley was out of Valero and out of the Masters. Like some big account tweeted that out, and a lot of people actually.
Why the fuck would they tweet? Like, who cares about Russell Henley?
Maybe the psychology
marketing firm got behind this April Fool's joke.
Maybe the psychology was if it was like a third tier guy, second tier guy, that like it's more believable or something.
Be more real. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an odd choice, man.
But they said he was out of the Valero too. So you could have had people like changing their, existing DFS lineups on that. Or like going to the sports books, which I would have done if I believed it. I would have gone to the sports books and like bet more on Tommy Fleetwood or whoever it was, because the board still has Russell Henley up there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did when what's his face went out this week. Kawa missed the back pain. Now, I don't even know, because now I have him for the Masters too. Now I don't feel good about that.
You should not feel good about that.
Yeah, but my numbers for the Masters are fucking glorious, man.
You just keep, double dipping, dropping in bet after bet after bet. Have you lost track of your Masters
Yes,
investments yet.
but I wrote them down. I lost track a long time ago, but I wrote them down finally. I've
They
been
all
betting it
start
for
one
like
book
3
at
months.
least?
No, they're all over the place.
Okay.
They're all over the place.
Good on you for shopping around for the best numbers.
Thanks, man. I was working really hard on it. I need David Ford to make this putt, so sorry if I'm just looking down. But you want to know my Masters bet, see it?
Yeah.
Okay. John Rahm. 16
I like
to
that.
1 and
16.
24 to 1.
What?
Yes. 24 was a boost, so maybe we won't count that. We'll say 16.
Okay.
I have Kawa at 40. That was fun until it's not now.
Yeah, it's dead.
Decky at 44. Oh, Hideki's going to win the Masters, by the way. But I saw him tweak his back today on a swing. Cancel that. He's not going to win the Masters anymore. But he would if his back's fine. All right, so he's going to win. Minwoo, 66. Okay. Corey Connors, 66. Okay.
That is a waste of money.
He got my each way last year, Dick. Okay.
Yeah.
So
You can't win. The one tournament he can win is
Coming
Valero,
third.
and he decided not to play the Valero for some reason.
Yeah, because he's tuning up for the Masters to come in third and catch me my each way. All right, let's move
I
on.
really
Spieth,
like Thorb's
50.
golf analysis behind these bets.
Thank you. Yeah. Spieth, 50. Masters Demon.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Understand? Bhatia, 90 to 1. Bada boom, bada bing. Big number. That's good. Fitz, 80. Yeah,
like
good luck
that.
finding that number.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
I love
good luck
that.
finding that shit. Yeah.
How long ago did you place that one?
About 3 months ago or something. Cam Young, 125.
That's insane.
He is 27 to 1 now, you jabronis.
Jeez.
And that is it.
That's awesome.
I've got Adam Scott at 100 to 1. How do we feel about that?
I like that. I think that's
good.
great.
It's good.
That's a great number too.
Thank you.
He's
He's
like
not gonna win, but it's good.
65 now.
Yeah, Hideki's going to win. But so really all the other bets don't matter, I guess. I actually know who's winning this tournament too. I told Sia yesterday, Matt McNeely's winning this. So it's nice going into the tournament knowing who's going to win.
It's important.
So this should be good. Yeah.
So you know how I bet this tournament? I have Fleetwood, which is not a fun number. I think it was 15 to 1 or 16. I can't remember where I got it. But then I bet 3 other guys only. It was Straka, Yellow-Maraju, and Smotherman. Yellow-Maraju, Smotherman had good days today. Straka's just getting out on the course. But I bet them in the without market. And that without market includes Tommy Fleetwood. So I'm going for the scoop where I get Tommy Fleetwood, who had a great day today. And then I get, if one of those 3 guys finish basically behind anybody in the without market, I'll scoop both bets. It's in play.
You should have bet the without Matt McNeely market if you really wanted to win.
Yeah, I wanted to bet Mav. I really did.
I know.
Straka +1 currently, says Jeff Stenberg. That's not good. I don't like
Doesn't
to see that.
Doesn't the guy, like the last guy you leave out, typically win the tournament?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. All right. So that's
It's
just
math.
free. It's free money.
We were
Straka's 2 under through 3. Okay. Or at least
he
on my
really?
screen. On my screen, I don't know.
Jeff,
It's
you
April
can't do
Fool's.
that. I got. Oh, that actually. All right, I'll take that. I have to look now.
Hey guys,
Oh,
I
nice
don't
car,
know if you've,
asshole. Sorry.
I don't know if you've looked at our screen, but
Yeah,
you know,
200,
I think the YouTube has helped us out. We're approaching 3K
Ooh.
concurrent watching with us
Can-
live across
Ooh.
platforms right now.
Adam and SPJ, are we're this is a hard out today, right? We got a show coming up at 5 o'clock,
we gotta
right?
be
Yeah, we
done
got
in
a
12
BETSPRESSO, right?
minutes. Yeah.
So
Oh,
this this would be a good time for me to ask everybody, please, if you haven't already followed the No Plays Off podcast on Spotify or Apple, do that. Make sure you're subscribed to your betting news on Twitter, but definitely make sure you're following the podcast. Really, really appreciate that. No Plays Off.
C and I were chatting yesterday, and I had called him about something during the day, Thorb, and he called me back. Was it yesterday,
was
2
I
days
not
ago?
involved?
Maybe it was
2 nights
days
ago. Yeah.
2 nights ago. He called me back though, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, which was fine. Like I'm not someone who goes to bed early or anything like that. But he was taken aback by the fact that I was like, oh yeah, no, I got some time right now. I'm just walking out the door to go to the movies. He's like, whoa, you go to the movies at this hour of the night? Do you go with anybody? I was
On a
like,
Tuesday.
What day was this?
Tuesday night.
Fucking nuts. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll like on this particular occasion, I am going with somebody, but I have no issue going by myself. And we basically had a no plays off on the phone, just the two of us for the next little bit here. But I'm happy to talk about whatever with the movies, but I want to use that to ask you, Thorb, and you, Sia, both of you, what is a I don't know, sure, like other than like going to play golf, because that's an easy answer for you, Thorb.
Hell yeah.
Or pretending to go to the gym. What's your little recreational, what's your sanctuary? What's your little thing that you like to get out and just do for you?
Dude, golf's the only thing I do. I can't. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
You took my only answer away from me.
Hey, then
What
it's golf.
What do I do now?
It's definitely not golf at 10 o'clock at night. Unless you went to a driving range. I guess you could do that.
I could do that, or a simulator, or anything. I can do whatever I want. Golf's the best sport in the world. Now on to Sia. Your answer.
Well, okay, so I want the chat to answer this too, because I think it's a really good question. I don't have a great answer. So my original answer is something that is not acceptable, which is go to the gym. But what I like to do, because of the nature of our work, is once the kids go to bed and the wife is, probably kind of, because I'm up late as well, and she's kind of like basically preparing for bed on the earlier side of things, I post up somewhere in my house and get both my iPads out, sometimes my laptop too. I got my notepad, my G2 Pilot pens, and I'm prepping for the next day or the next several days if it's golf or NFL or whatever it is. So yeah, it's not a getaway. So it doesn't really answer your question, Adam, but that's like solo 2 to 4 hours.
It's your little happy place though.
Yeah, I've got everything kind of laid out. I'm watching what's going on, but I'm also like quote studying for the next day. But
Married to the game. Guy does not
married to the game. And I love it. I love doing it, of course. But I actually, when you were telling me that you were going out to the movie, that you do it by yourself, sometimes with some of your group of guy friends, I actually thought it was a really good idea. And what I mean by that is I was like, oh, that like, what a cool getaway to like just check out at 9:30, 10 o'clock and go to a movie. That seems so liberating to me.
You went without your wife.
That's right.
I couldn't tell you the last time I went to a movie with my wife.
I love it.
Really? You don't even like her, do you?
she's lovely. We don't like, if we rarely get an opportunity to go out and do something just the two of us, honestly, typically it's like dinner. It's not, if we're going out, because again, we got the 3 kids at home. So if we're going out to do something just the two of us, we want to be able to, talk and have adult conversation that isn't interrupted every 7 seconds by our children. So like going to the movies where you're just sitting there not talking to each other, that's like that's we can do that.
How are you supposed to bond and connect really at that point? You know what I mean?
I'm saying it. No, I
can
mean,
I just
movies is just that's a happy place for me. I love going to the movies.
Thorb, can I tell you a little secret? And I think it's going to make you, one day you're probably going to get married. And I think people like everybody, including you, you never want to necessarily take that step because it's like such a level of commitment that I know you well enough to know that like, and I think this is most guys, frankly, they don't necessarily want to commit to like that level of commitment. With that said, I think the key to any successful marriage, it's not the only key, but it is a key, is to make sure you're not doing everything together. It's like, I'm actually being like completely serious. Like if you are doing everything together, it means you've basically compromised your identity and melded it into the other person. You got to do some stuff solo, and you can't be apologetic about it. And the other person has to understand. I think you
should barely see each other at all.
Also fair.
I mean, SPJ is in the middle of not seeing his wife for over a month, I think.
Dude, how's that? I bet it's fucking sick. Isn't it?
He's got it figured out.
Clip that.
You're
No, I agree with everything that Sia just said. I don't know how often I've used that expression. It's true. You gotta have a little bit of your own time. And I'll say that to my wife too. If she'll mention like, there's gonna be like a, going out with their girlfriends, or there's a mom's night or whatever. I'm like, good, go. Like have at it. Like don't go out and be, not that my wife would anyway, but I mean, like some people in the group, like don't go out and be reckless and stupid, but like go have a good time. Go be social, have fun. Like you gotta do it for yourself too.
You know what I've noticed in other people's relationships, since I don't be in them, the women don't seem to have a golf. You know what I mean? They don't have their own golf, like something that they just go do like weekly that takes like 5-6 hours or whatever. As all these wives be getting so upset that the whole Saturday he's out golfing right?
I will agree with you. Like, my wife doesn't really, but I think there are plenty of women that, like, I don't know, yoga or Pilates or go to the gym or what, like
Quick.
So you need something that's hours long.
Yeah.
What I have found is that
massage?
is that women, as they get older, as they get into like the marriage phase, they are less inclined to, and this is based on experience. This isn't just my opinion.
We are 3 men who are experts on women.
No, it's not about, no, hear me out. Like, this is kind of a, like, in my experience, a fact. Women are less inclined to hold on to, this is not an absolute, to hold on to their friends over the decades. Guys are more inclined to hold on to like have their best friends from high school and in college and whatnot. And so that caters to having those activities to do with people or going on like mini vacations. I'm not saying women don't have that too. I just think the ratio is imbalanced for whatever reason.
Yeah. What C is saying is women don't have any fucking friends. And that's the problem. And that is the problem. Also, so what I've, I think, I don't know, because every time, have you ever seen, or has this ever happened to you guys where your wife tells you she wants to do something and you're like, no? Every single guy that I've known and their wife says like, hey, I want to do this day. They're like, okay, go. But the golfing thing, many times I've asked my friends to go golfing and they got the no often. But I don't think like any guy has ever, I don't know. Do you guys like if your wife wanted to go to the fucking, see, I don't know what women do. I don't know what they do. If they give me an example of something women do.
Yeah, no, I mean that. No, you
can't think of one, can you?
I can't.
I mean, it's the gym, like Adam said.
No, but I get your point. Like, no, my wife has never, unless like we have a commitment, like we have something to do. If we're just like free and we got nothing going on, she has never been like, no, like don't go to the movies with Mike. Like, you know, like you gotta stay home. Like, no.
That who you went to the movies with? Was it Mike?
Yeah, and this time around, it was a guy named Mike. Do you guys find, though, not so much you, Thor, because you're younger, but Sia, you're, I don't remember, a couple years older than me. We're about the same age. Do you find that you, like you said, like I got a lot of friends still from high school and college. I mean, plenty of friends like here in my town here as well. But I find that I am increasingly selective as I get older. Like I've made my lifelong friends. And now as I get a little bit older, like I'm finding I need fewer new friends.
I mean, I'm friends with you and Thorb.
Yeah.
True.
So I'm kind of on the other side of the spectrum there, clearly.
Yeah. Well, I don't want any new friends, like not one. I'm good. Actually, I'm moving now, so
you're gonna need some new ones in Florida.
Speaking of, oh yeah, Florida. Okay, we got to get the update next episode. We got to get the update on Florida. We actually got to get out of here soon.
He kind of just gave it. He said he's going to be moving soon.
I'm moving soon.
He said that last week too.
Didn't he say he might be moving? Now, like he's moving.
Yeah. Now I like.
Well, I think you just got the update. Like I think it's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, we need an extra update then, Thor.
Yeah.
Can you do it in 60 seconds?
Do you want me to help you move?
Yeah, I'm moving.
Do you want me to help you move?
Yeah, dude. That'd be sweet. It's a long move.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to do it. I just wanted to know if you wanted me to help.
I would like you to help. Yes.
That's nice. It's nice to know.
Yeah, you're not going to, but I would like that. Yeah.
No.
We'll talk to you while you're moving.
I wouldn't want that.
You put the earbuds in. We'll just chat with you.
But just have a pod while I'm moving.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. We're gonna do this whole like U-Haul thing, and then my dad and my brother were gonna go, but then drive, and then also stop somewhere, and then play golf, and then stay there overnight. Wake up, play golf, then drive again. You like that shit?
That's you serious?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
I hope nobody breaks into your U-Haul.
Stop in the Northern Virginia, this golf course, or Maryland.
I'm not stopping anywhere near you.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Listen, I know you're going to Florida, but
Thursday, April 2nd.
What happened there?
What the hell is that, dude?
I don't know. My phone started talking.
Old man.
Is that your own voice?
Yeah, it was because I clicked a link that somebody shared of a show that I recorded earlier. So I was
egotistical bastard.
Unbelievable.
I was retweeting it.
All Adam, all the time.
Playing on me for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Wait, was that guy?
Wait, I'm gonna try and do. Yeah, I must have just hit it. I was like, did it autoplay? Like that would be weird.
Well, now you ruined the whole show.
Well,
by the way, speaking of the shows, I We got to talk to SPJ. I kind of like this time slot. I'm just throwing that out there.
Wow.
But either way, make sure you subscribe
Adam
to the
loves
podcast.
listening to Adam. Yeah, I mean, we could talk to SPJ. I don't have any objections to this time slot.
This one's actually better for me, to be honest with you.
Well, what do you know?
Anybody
You're moving.
cares? Oh yeah, I'm moving, guys, to Miami.
Now you got the where.
The way? Oh yeah, I'm moving to Miami, Brickell to be exact. Wait, didn't we talk? Oh,
yes, we
talked a little
did.
bit about that.
This is the whole
guys are moving
out
to
of
Brickell.
bio thing all over again.
Yeah,
He says Adam on his phone during the show. Imagine that. V, it's how I get my news. I surf Twitter while we're talking, especially when I'm doing shows with you, looking for NBA injury updates.
do we have to leave now?
Yeah, we
I
gotta
think
go.
so.
We gotta
Yeah.
go.
What
Well,
the heck?
listen, I mean, I don't want to confuse people, so let me do it this way. Normally, we're gonna lie to you. We're gonna tell you something's next. It's not next. We just got a thing that we do around here. If you're new to the show, you got to go with it.
We'll tell them what is next, though.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
Is BETSPRESSO next?
Maybe not do the Puckett thing and just actually tell the people what's going on.
Nah, I don't like it. No.
Okay.
I don't want to do that.
I've got an espresso for BETSPRESSO.
I see
like almost the same
Shad,
thing.
I see Sook. SPJ still. I'm going to be back in an hour, guys, hanging out with Danny Burke on Off the Bump, which is not about drugs. We're going to talk baseball on that show. Just a little.
It's all about Adam all the time.
Yeah.
Adam, anything else you want to promote for yourself, or are we good here? Because other people want to be on the show. There's BETSPRESSO's up next, so we're cutting into their time. But let's talk about you.
Let's go. I'll let them go 2 minutes long on the other side. We're gonna go. Thanks to SPJ. Thanks to Sia. Thanks to Thor, who, if you missed it, apparently goes to the gym and he's moving. Next up, but not really, Puckett. It's BETSPRESSO.
I'm not fat.
Puckett.
Flex again. There it is. There it is. Gotta go.
Short sleeves next week for me. I'm gonna battle him.
Maybe my hat will be here.
На мне запахи Том Форд, смесь ванили и табако. Трачу на семью, но не получаю зарплату. В кармане круглый налик, он хрустит, как будто тако. Просит, белый не еду, больше заклад. Просто дай мне мои стики, все близкие ребастыки. Мы давно здесь наблюдаем, головой как на разминке. Просто дай мне мои стики, каждый сезон на стрики. Если делать ежедневно, кэш в любом разе настигнет. Мили, нам интересны мили. Хочу, чтоб было все здесь у людей с моей фамилией. Я каждый круг надрили, мой стейк тут не на гриле. Меня волнуют цифры, сколько взяли, сколько влили. Про дела не по мобиле. Поднимать эти копейки нахуй дос. Хочу, чтобы суммы были как приглас. Самые вышли губить моих людей, заебал кикос. Это кука седа гулу пандафака. Делать это до голова как надо. Нал хрустит, как тако. Пахнет плотным, пиш пропахал. Наливай на тебе поет мой Тарковский. Рядом братом чист кость. Везде как будто бы дома, но помню, что залетел гость. Ноздри не буду как кость. Прайм перевернутый.
What is going on, everybody? Another hour right here on the Betting News Network. Hope you guys enjoyed the last hour with those three amigos for No Plays Off. We are live with you guys right here, right meow, for the next hour on Afternoon BETSPRESSO. That is Shaggy Betts, the GOAT, the morning spread host that you all know and love. That is producer Sook, that you all know and love. That's actually, dude, Sook, you've gotten a big following now, man. People in the chat are just loving Sookman.
I hit 2K on X too.
Let's go.
Ooh,
Let's shout out Jalen Duren for that.
Yeah, we can give the credit to the big dog for sure.
The big dog. My name's SPJ, Sweatpants Jesus. Stoked to have you guys here for another hour right here on the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the last hour with the No Plays Off lads. As they said, go and download, subscribe, get involved with all the content they have and the weekly podcast edition that you guys just listened to and watched and heard, but you get to listen to it if you haven't already, right on the Spotify and Apple Music. Go download and get involved over there as well. But we got you guys for another hour right here. Excited to have you with us on YouTube. Woohoo! Back on the tube.
Hey, look at that.
All right now. On Twitch, on X, wherever you guys are watching us, we appreciate a little over 3,000 of you guys. Hey, Jeff, exactly.
That's such a backhanded compliment with the low key in there. The low key and the actually.
Low key.
Finally.
Pretty accurate. Absolutely. 2K, baby. Yeah, exactly, Sauce Man. Don't fire Stifler up in the chat, V. He'll tell you exactly how he feels.
Hey, I'll let him know. Look, Vsauce, Stifler, he's got a short-term memory, all right? You're not on the screen. You're not in his head. So, take it with a grain of salt.
Grain of salt, indeed. Brought to you by our sponsors today at Lucky Rebel. As always, go get involved with everything we're going to talk about in the sports betting realm today. Getting after it right above with that QR code above Mr. Shacklebet's head. You can get involved, get a little over $1,000 dropped into your account with some bonus funds. You can play blackjack against Mr. Bowling if you'd like to as well. And big shout out to our friends at Juice Reel also sponsoring the show today. We love to see it as always.
I forget.
Hi guys.
I forget Alex's last name is Bowling because I just call him Bisney all the time. He's just a Bisney to me. He also, fun fact, he and my buddy live like 2 minutes away in Lincoln. They're like down the street from each other.
Wow.
Apparently. So I need to make a trip up to Lincoln and see both of those dudes. That's for sure.
We need to have a in real life meeting of Mr. Shaggy Betts and Mr. Bowling Disney, whatever you want to call him, in real life. That would be really cool.
Unfortunately, it's not going to be at a bar because our lovely intern is still less than 21 years old. But he can come next year.
Yeah, you can get after it. What's up, chat? How we living? Welcome to the show. If you guys enjoyed the last hour, we got some fun for you guys in front of us.
I'm going to derail us for 1 second here.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Please.
We've been in two minutes live and we're already getting derailed.
Is there any reason why you guys have not? We saw the No Kings protest. We've seen you guys can hit the streets. Is there a reason why you guys have not rioted over the fact that your drinking age is 21?
We have various aspects of time, Suck. It's just never going to get changed.
Say, I think my entire my entire existence from 16 to 20 was essentially a riot against the drinking age. So
pretty much, yeah, exactly. You know who. This is the thing. Like you do it anyways. It's just a matter of whether or not you can legally do it and figure it out.
Fair.
So yeah, that's true. B. Dot. Once you hit 21, no one really cares anymore. It's also weird.
My partying days are well behind me. I partied my ass off in high school. I don't even care for it anymore. Sorry, Mom and Dad.
Shout out Mama and Papa Shags. Hello.
I like they didn't know.
No, they definitely know.
They definitely
met both of your parents. Yes, they know.
Definitely well aware.
Okay. Well, then derailment number 2. I'm watching The Drama tonight, which is a movie about, I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but it's like 2 couples sit down at a table and they say, what's the worst thing you've ever done? And it's not revealed in the trailer, but Zendaya says the worst thing she's ever done. Robert Pattinson, her husband, proceeds to get freaked out. Everybody gets freaked out. Nobody knows what she did. But I'm going to watch that movie today. And I kind of think that now I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, here.
Wow. You derailed your own brain, dude.
I derailed my own brain.
You derailed me for a second. Zendaya and Robert Pattinson are together? I thought she was with Tom Holland.
In a movie.
Oh, in the movie. Okay. All right.
Since
I'm up to date on my
rumors happen,
gossip.
boys.
Since Shags and Chat just expose themselves for things that they've done. Obviously, drinking under 21 is very normal for Americans. The worst thing I ever did when I was young, I think I was 21 when I did this.
To say this live on air, okay?
Yeah, no, it's because I revealed it to my parents just a year ago, and I won't reveal how old I am, but when I was 21, without their knowledge, my parents traveled to India and they were gone, and I was under the care and supervision of my second eldest sister. I proceeded to secretly go to Los Angeles for 3 nights, and on top of that, I asked first, got told no, and then still went.
Oh, so not only did you do the thing that you weren't supposed to do, you asked, got told no, and then did it anyways.
Right.
Yeah, and then a decade later, I decided we were having dinner at my parents' house, and I had one too many beers, and I decided, I've been to LA before.
What was the reaction from your parents when they found out that you did do that? Did they scold you at that particular point? And how did you feel?
No, my parents did do this weird thing, and I do it too, but you just internalize and you hold on and you just let that rot your soul on the inside. They didn't say anything.
B-Dot's asking the real questions, though. 21 under another adult supervision, and you still ask permission? You didn't just
I was living under my parents' house, so I follow the rules.
You were 22.
I'm sorry, 22. Close enough.
Yeah, thanks, Kanika.
Hey, respect to you for still following your parents' rules. I would never have the balls to travel internationally after being told no, but good for you, man.
What's the worst thing you guys have done without them knowing?
No, I'm not saying that.
You might feel comfortable doing that on air. Jags ain't doing that on air.
I just let everybody know I underage drank. That's enough for me, man. That's enough for me. You don't get to know that. I'll tell you backstage maybe, but not on air. Are you kidding me?
Mr. Daniel?
Taking that to the grave with me.
We'll talk about it in the next BNN meetup. So I have various ones that, again, I'm not going to expose myself right here. But one I do have is my mom.
He's definitely in here, V. I know he is.
Yeah, he's in here listening for sure. You're going to get a phone call in a minute too, Shaq. Be careful.
Look, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but like I know when to shut the fuck up. That's for sure. sorry for cussing. It felt right in that moment.
When Shag says the F word, you know things are serious. Because that's a very rare occurrence, even though it happens a lot on the channel.
I'm not criminalizing myself anymore.
No. 30 seconds on mine, and then we got to get to the show today, boys. We're going to legit run out of time. We got a lot to get to today. Lots of sports to talk about. Chef will be here. Betsky will be here. We'll talk hoops.
Smartest.
Yeah. Well, you know. You also mixed up a line apparently on GP Units' podcast last night, and somebody called you out on the timeline. I saw that.
These people, oh my goodness. Look, and maybe I was like this before I got into sports media, and maybe I was nitpicking every little thing I heard a host say or whatnot. But when you talk for a living multiple hours a day on multiple different shows, podcasts, whatever it is, you're gonna misspeak. All right. These things happen. What are you going to do? You either fix it in the moment. I clearly didn't fix it in the moment. Or you say, hey, I misspoke. We move on. And that's what I'm choosing to do. So shout out that guy. Probably living a miserable life, having to call me out for misspeaking on a podcast.
Fair enough. All right. So at the ripe age of, I think I was 18. And I'd been injured my entire soccer season for my senior year. I had meniscus surgery, and I was just coming back, and I was the captain of the team. We were about to get in the playoffs, and I was just returning. And my mom caught me lying about something about a couple months before or something like that. And she told me, if I catch you doing this again, I'm going to take your car, and you're not going to be able to play in your next soccer game. Day of our game, about to get back in this, win the team and everything. Walk out to where my car is parked, ready to go, and my car's not there. And I was like, well, first of all, I was like, who stole my food? Dude, where's my car? Who stole my car? And then my mom walks up and she's like, oh, hey, by the way, I caught you doing whatever I don't even remember what it was. It's been so long ago. And she took my car, and then she handed me her phone and said, you have to now call your coach and tell him that you can't play in your game tonight. And so I had to call my coach and say, hey, coach, my mom's not letting me play in this game. And all my coach said, what? Are you serious? And I was like, yeah, sorry, Coach Allen, I can't play it today. And he was like, he yelled, Daniel can't play the game today.
Where is Coach Allen from? What accent is that?
He's a unique character. Shout out Coach Allen if you're watching the show. Probably not. It was not a great moment for me. Learned my lesson, obviously, and had to.
And you were the captain.
Yeah,
let the team down, my guy.
Yeah, I know. I know, man. I know. But anyway, we're on to better things now. We're all adults doing adult things. We love to see it. Yeah, but appreciate you guys being here for BETSPRESSO. Haven't talked a sniff of a bet, but we're having fun with you guys to kick you off. Big soccer guy, Jeff. Big soccer guy.
Huge. Good to see the YouTube comments back.
Massive.
I know. I'd love to see it, man. Glad to be back on the boob tube with you guys. All right, I know Sook has a quick smasher pass for us to get vibey with you guys. As I said, we will talk bets. We will get after it with the CBC, the NIT, and the NBA tonight, which we'll spend most of the show doing that. We're not going to talk much baseball, but don't worry. Directly after us, Danny Burke and Mr. Kaufman will be live on the first edition of Off the Bump, giving you guys the moves on the diamond every Thursday and more days through the week for the MLB. If you want to bet some baseball, stick around with those lads directly after us. But all right, Sook, take it away. What are we doing? Press the button that you love to press so much.
Oh, I actually forgot to find it. Oh, I found it. I found the button.
Hey, got it.
All right, boys, we're playing Smash or Pass once again on a Thursday. Today, we'll keep it short and sweet because we got a busy show and we got to talk baseball in just about 45 minutes here. So let's talk new tech for for 2026. I'm going to ask you smash or pass. You just basically tell me if you're going to buy it. We do live in an absolute hellscape in 2026. We live in the worst timeline. So get ready for some weird stuff. But let's start off with some fun here. This one I actually thought was pretty cool. You're taking transit, you're going around town, then you're going to a buddy's house, you end up at a party, and you got headphones that you can actually spin around and make into a speaker, boys. I'm actually going to smash on this. I think there's some utility. I couldn't find exactly how much they cost, so I can't tell you that. But without knowing the MSRP, I'm smashing on headphones that turn into speakers. What do you guys think?
I don't need to think about this one too much.
Yeah, I think I'm smashing as well. That's definitely going to come in handy on traveling. That's for sure. Need the headphones during the travel, whether it's a flight, whether it's a car ride, and then you need a little portable speaker when you get there. So yeah, I'm smashing. But I will say, probably not for whatever the price is going to be. That's for
Any
sure.
worry about this, Daniel? Like dumb gadget? Maybe they're not the best headphones in general. So if you are a guy like Shaggy Betts or me that are wearing like the over the ear, you like that, you want the immersion. Maybe you're not getting that. Oh yeah,
I'm
sorry,
wearing.
you as well.
I was going to say my headphones are like
Exclude me.
Your face. I'm blacking out on your face since you cut your hair. I'm never actually looking at you anymore.
Just can't handle it. The fact you can actually do shows with me now is pretty awesome. Yeah, I would. I mean, I would smash if the headphones are good quality. But if they're not, like, because these are, I got these as a Christmas present. They're Bose. They're really nice. If you wear headphones a lot for work, or you like to listen to music in an environment, or you do have to use them consistently, definitely worth the purchase. So if they're good headphones, absolute smash, because I like a good speaker there too. So yeah, I'm down.
All right, we got 5 of these, so let's keep it short and sweet on this next one because it's headphones too, boys. But these are Razer headphones. They're actually called Project Motoko, and they're actually, if you can see there, those are 4K cameras on the front. The cameras actually capture in 360 degrees. They'll actually have an AI assistant. I know it's not actually AI; it's just an assistant. It tracks your workouts, the distance you've ran. Blah, 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 blah. If you look at something, it can identify what it is, whether it be a flower or whatever you're doing when you're out and about on your day. But this is kind of like what the tech bros want the next level of these wearables to be. But would you guys be smashing or passing on 4K headphones with an AI assistant?
Pass. Hard pass. Anti-surveillance. There's enough cameras in this world. I don't need them on my headphones. Get them out of here.
Daniel?
I would buy these to throw them on the ground and step on them and break them. So pass, I guess.
That seems counterproductive.
I would smash, and I would also smash them.
There you go.
So
all right,
pass.
Yeah, it's like just real quick. This is the gripe I have because I'm in the market to buy a new car. It's the gripe I have is like understand bells and whistles, but this is no longer trying to impress a consumer and add something extra. They're just putting so much shit that can fail into stuff. Like I don't need when I was compiling this, I found a fridge that you scan your barcodes and it keeps an inventory of everything you have.
Don't like that. No, thank you.
Tech doesn't have to be tech to be just tech. Yeah, just
all right. Well, we're gonna start getting to some Big Brother stuff here now. This one I went to because I never understood the appeal. They were very, very expensive as of late, but in 2026, people are expecting a lot of these drones are going to be halved in price. My question still is, and this is why I pass. Why? What are you guys doing with drones? Why are you flying around looking at stuff? It makes no sense to me. So I'm passing on drones. But boys, smash or pass on the fact that drones are about to become very affordable.
Pass. I have zero use for a drone. My wife had one. We used it when we were traveling in the bus, get some cool footage. But like I have zero reason to use a drone in my day-to-day life. Don't need it. Would not buy it. So pass.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass in general. People who buy drones, I think you need to run just some sort of background check on them. What are you going to use this for? Like what, because they do have uses. All right. When I worked for a professional soccer team, we use drones to film practice, get kind of an aerial view of everything. So they're certainly useful. They have uses, but I definitely don't want my 40, 50-year-old creepy neighbor having one and being able to spy on my backyard. So I'm out on that.
Yeah, very weird. Let's just keep it moving and grooving because the next one is super weird, boys. I don't know why this exists, but the price point is low enough that I feel like I would just buy it for 2 seconds. Lollipop Beats. For $9, you can buy a lollipop. And when it's in your mouth, if you put it to the back towards your ear, the vibrations and the sounds will actually deliver a song to your inner ear. So as you're sucking on the lollipop, you're going to be fed a song. And I can only assume that the songs that are going to be played are like Katy Perry. Boys, you smashing or passing on a $9 musical lollipop?
I'm passing without an explanation.
I have so many questions and we don't have time to get deep into
I
this.
saw the picture of the item and I was passing automatically. I don't need that in my life.
It's also like $9. Like what? No, like it should be. If first of all, if it's playing too cheap, if it's playing, I need to like, hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Like I just absolute pass. No way. Tech is weird, man.
So weird.
World.
And sorry, third derailment coming. I actually have a funny story real quick because Padge is in here. Padge Goat sent me a Puffco replacement part that I needed. Absolute Goat sent it to me, but like they had extra parts in there and I was saving those parts for no reason. And I was telling my wife, I was like, oh no, I can't toke up today because I got to clean my stuff. And she was like, you have a new bowl that Proper Prendy sent you.
Shout out Kanika, Proper Prendy.
A for effort.
Prendy Padge.
A for effort. Proper Prendy. All right, let's finish out this smasher pass because we got to talk bets, boys. But this is our last one, and this is the creepiest one. This one sits on your desk. It's not on your phone.
What's worse than the lollipop beats? Like I can't imagine.
Here you go.
Worse than that.
The AI Soulmate. You see that cylinder there on the right? You actually purchase that cylinder and it kind of sits on your desk. You take it around wherever you need to go. But inside, right there, spinning around, is your AI Soulmate. I don't know how something without a soul could be your soulmate, but we do live in 2026, the worst timeline. But absolute pass on this. I'm scared for society. The AI Soulmate, boys. Thoughts?
Take it, SPJ. Go ahead.
I cannot. Again, I would buy it to put it on the ground and smash it. So smash in that regard. But no, dude, we had this discussion about like there's a bar in New York now where you can take your AI girlfriend and like take your phone and be there and stuff like that. Like, dude, you need to delete your history after doing the research for this because the ads you're gonna get now for this stuff is gonna be whack. Now just absolutely no. Go out, chat. If you guys like these things, and I'm not going to judge anyone for their, in flagrante activities. You guys do what you want to do with your life. Bet responsibly, act responsibly. However, go, look at some grass, meet some people, go to a bar, shake someone's hand. If you like a girl, buy her a drink. There are a lot of real people out there that would love to spend time with you. And if you suck, then they don't. And then just go drink a beer and go think about your life. So absolute pass. No way. What are we doing? I hate this so much.
Yeah, I mean that used to be a fantasy football punishment. You had to go take a doll out to dinner and act like it was all normal. But so flash that up for me one more time. My biggest question with this is, like where does it go?
I think it's like it's
sits
you
on
can
your
put
desk.
it anywhere. Yeah, like
no, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Where does it go when it's not like on?
Nope, that's okay. About? You might have missed it. Might have gone over your head. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God, you're talking about that comment that cannot be brought up?
No, I'm just saying. Like, if it's an AI soulmate, I assume it's a full service soulmate. But like, I don't see anywhere.
How does it help
to put it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm passing.
Well, when I was reading through what the company
I have so many
pitching,
questions, man. So many.
Its literal argument for existence was that like AI has made us feel better everywhere, so why not here? So I get what you're saying, Shags. You just want to make you feel better.
Look, I mean, if I'm thinking soulmate, it's full service. Come on.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you can build a nuclear family with this one.
Well,
Yeah, a little tough. A little tough.
Chad, it's been fun being back on YouTube, and GG's. We ain't gonna be back on YouTube after all this.
Flagged right away.
Immediately. We got a homie tuning in all the way from El Salvador who came in for the analysis today. We love to see it, man. Thanks for spending some time with us. These are the types of people we love, man. Tuning in no matter where you are on your vacation, no matter where you are in the world. Got to get your afternoon Bettspresso in. And you came in for the hard-hitting analysis about what you would do with your AI girlfriend. So,
well, just to be honest, like this stuff is inescapable. We've talked about these AIs extensively with SPJ before. It's something that sticks in his craw, but like you still have people supporting it. You have Kelsey Plum. She has an AI person. And I just want anybody listening to know that if you get involved with AI, they don't know what they're doing. They don't have guardrails. They are completely lost. Even when they promise these things won't lead to sexual activity, inexplicitly, no matter what, it does. It's kind of like Malcolm from Jurassic Park. Life finds a way.
We could spend the rest of the episode talking about the various things about this that just disturb me so deeply, and we've talked about it at various portions, and we could spend more time on it. But yeah, I just can't, man. But hey, chat. Yeah, come on. Let's get this man to 3K. Let's get it. Come on now.
Can I bottle that comment and drink it later?
Yeah. McNeese would love that. Your AI soulmate could probably do that for you.
I have a soulmate. She's real.
Yeah.
I mean, chat, chat's never actually they have seen her. So, fair enough.
We actually haven't ever seen Mrs. Shags. She might be AI.
I have.
Nah, she's real. She's real.
She's very real. She's very real. Yeah, W wifey points. Also, real quick shout out to our homies in chat. Purple Padge, congrats on your lady saying yes. Well done, sir. I know you touched on it. I sent him a message on Instagram. Chat. Everybody drop a dub for Padge, who just got engaged. We love to see it.
Proper Prendy. Getting it done.
Proper Prendy. Let's go. Congrats on that, my man. Yeah, W love. All right, boys. Good stuff, sir. That was a good smash pass.
That was awesome.
So, because like I got a little icebreaker to get us rolling 20 minutes into the show. There we go. All right, yeah, and also appreciate you tuning in on X, man. I know you're on your work break. We will get to some sports and some bets here in just a second. We do have our special guest joining us. One of the two special guests we have today, Chef T from the kitchen. Chef, you ready to rumble in the jungle? Oh, he's ready to rock. Chef T, what's up, dude? Hey, buddy.
Chef Ray.
Welcome to the show.
How we doing?
Good. He's chefing as you guys can see, Chef is actually chefing today. He is legitimately cooking. Before you
cooking it up.
Before you love us and leave us, because I know you're probably what is that?
Broccoli.
Green beans? Broccoli.
I'm making bourbon chicken and broccoli and rice.
All right now.
Can I just say one thing?
Well, of course. That's
I
why
love
you're
you
here.
guys very much.
You
You're my best friends. Please put me in your will.
Okay.
You're all 85, pushing 90.
Yes.
And need to get with the times, otherwise you're going to be left in the dust.
Fair.
What do you mean?
The AI stuff.
Oh,
I'll crawl in a cave, Chef. I'll crawl in a cave, dude.
I know you will.
I'll get on a cross again. It's my week, bro. I'm about to go in a cave anyway. I'll be back on Sunday regardless. But it's gone.
I know.
Again, we're not going to argue. We've argued about this multiple times, and I understand your sentiment, and I get it, and everybody can embrace it how they want to.
And I get your guys' sentiment 100%. I didn't know all three of you were on the same page. I know.
10 toes deep.
It's happening. It's here.
I know.
We got to make it work for us.
Fair enough.
Oh, it's not.
enough.
It's not working, Chef. That's why Sora already folded, because they're living on a dream and a prayer. It's not real.
Sora, yeah, one of them.
Halfway there.
Regardless, you can make it work for you 100%. AI is just two rocks speaking to each other. That's what it is.
AI girlfriends. Again, we don't have time to go into this. We can spend the rest of the show on this conversation. Love you too. You'll be in my will regardless. And when we're 90, I hope that we're still chat. When we're 90 years old, would you guys still tune into Bettspresso and watch us old fucks talk about sports?
I'm bequeathing Chef all my Blu-rays.
Oh, let's go.
Blu-ray.
Before we
throwback,
I know you're gonna have to get out of here shortly. So give us like a quick rundown of how you feel about the NBA slate tonight, or whatever you got for us today on what you're loving today in the betting world.
It's so funny. Everybody was like expecting this. Oh crap! Hold on. Sorry.
All right. It's okay.
TV calls.
Actually, you know what? Let's Chef, we're gonna go to our other guest real quick, and then we'll flip back to you. Do you have time for that? Oh well, I guess I've just decided that we do. Okay, let's go to our second special guest of the day, our favorite Thursday segment besides Chef in the Kitchen. Where in the world is Gretzky Betsky's? And oh, it looks like a fun place today.
Oh man,
what's up, big dog? How we doing?
Hey, can you hear me? All right, there we go. I am Gretzky Betsky, and we are here at the epicenter of the hockey world, the Mullet Arena in downtown Tempe, Arizona. You can see right behind me, superstar Sun Devil, Mr. Number 4, Matt Betsky, I think his name is, something like that. But I mean, really, what's so just enthralling being here, it's not only do we have the Mullet Arena, which is what it's called, if you can see that.
That's insane.
Where the Coyotes played their last 2 seasons and the ASU hockey team currently resides. We are also right by the ASU track and field. Another historic landmark in sports history. That actually used to be the baseball fields where Barry Bonds played college. Did you know that?
Wow. These are the things we tune in for, chat.
Yeah, and we're going to just keep on going through this trifecta because we got more to show you while I pitch these plays.
All right. Give us the continued tour.
Yeah. Well, if you didn't know, I'm an alumni from Arizona State University, which is one of the most esteemed colleges academically in the nation. So graduating from there, especially with how I performed, is no easy feat. Another easy feat for some of these NHL superstars tonight is Mr. Kucherov, who he hasn't been very kind on the 2-point plays lately. He's only got 3 points in his last 4 games, no multi-point games in that span, but he's still fighting for the Hart Trophy. And he gets a Pittsburgh Penguins team who he's pretty good against. Kind of Snake Plummer, former ASU alum quarterback, who, if you can see this, that building right there in the mountains, that is the ASU football stadium where he used to lob the ball.
Let's go. Hey, where he used to do a lot of
plumbing. Kucherov 2 points at a discount today. Only minus 130-ish. You got it earlier. It's about minus 125. I think we got really good value. Pittsburgh have been really leaky. Almost all those games have been going over 5.5. I like the over in the Tampa-Pittsburgh game as well. So if you want to kind of stack that or maybe add some shots, I think that's a good look.
He sold us on Tuesday, Betsky, so we should go straight back to him. He really did.
Yep.
Yeah, he really did. We are going to get Chef back in here in a second, but before we get out of here, do you have anything else from the ASU arena besides the frat you're about to join that you'd like to tell us?
Yeah, I am going to pledge on my way here. Over in this corner, you can see ASU Financial Arena, which is where the basketball team plays, and another superstar, ASU alum, Harding or something like that. Harding with the beard, yeah. He used to play right over here, which I'm about to walk by.
Betsky, the real GOAT from ASU is actually Lou Dort. Let SPJ know about that.
I saw Dort play a couple of years ago. Actually, he's from Quebec. Yeah, right next to me is where he played as well. So another superstar on the NHL side, not from ASU, but from Phoenix, Brady Tkachuk. He screwed me on Tuesday, not getting a point against his brother's team, but the Panthers spanked the Sens 6-3. That's egg on your face, kind of like not getting a degree at ASU. We're going to go to Brady, 3.5 shots on goal, minus 130. I know, a little juice, but that's fine. Gets the Sabres, who he's hit 10 out of his last 12 games against. This is a must-win for the Sens, so give me all the shots. I like his goal tonight as well, or do his 4 shots and a point, I think is a nice look.
He did screw us, and he forgot he was playing his brother, and Matty got the paddle out and gave his younger brother the Mickey.
Yeah, he got a goal and 3 assists.
Yeah, gotta love it. All right, dude. Well, glad to have you join us. Our favorite Thursday, Where in the World is Gretzky Betsky's? This was a very good one.
A little sports history, if you will.
little sports. See, you guys, this is the stuff you tune in for, chat. This is why you're here.
He spoils us.
He spoils us, indeed. All right, love you, bud. Anything else?
All right. Nah, that's it.
All right. Have a good one, dude. Enjoy the go do a keg stand. Send us the video.
All right, will do. Ciao.
Okay. Ciao. Just an absolute goat.
What a guy.
The best part of this segment is, Chad, is that he started this. He's wanted to do this on his own, and now he doesn't even tell us where he is going to be joining us from. So it is truly where in the world is Gretzky. Yeah, where in the world is Gretzky Betsky's. He didn't get a chance to say pasta, but Pasternak was the other one that he liked as well. You guys can go peep Betsy's scribbles, though, at bettingnews.com for free and get involved with his clip and coupons and go check it out over there. All right, let's bring Chef T back into the fold. Master T, welcome back.
Yo, hi. Okay. What are we talking about?
Hi. Betsky was on location at Arizona State giving us the moves on the ice. But now give us the moves on the diamond or the hardwood, whatever you're feeling tonight across the realm.
Yeah, so we got Mets, Giants, and Braves, Diamondbacks, right? I do like, let me see here. I believe Soto was, Soto. I like, I think he's in a prime matchup for that. I know it's not a good matchup for the pitcher, but the wind's going to be howling out, and he actually has been really strong as of late. His barrel is great. I think he's due for one. So I like him for a gagger. NBA, I feel like NBA actually might be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
A couple really late games, which is fine. But Luka against the Thunder, he's going to cook. 35 points is plus money. You can probably get his line at 32, 33 or something like that. So I like that. DeJounte Murray, RA. I'm a big fan of his triple-double. Call me crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I'm a little crazy. Castle triple-double, DeJounte triple-double.
You're seeing Cabo.
You know what worries me?
What?
Everybody's on IO. I get it. I want to be too. I'm one of my favorite Bulls. Now getting his chance, his minutes, doing fantastic. I don't know if I can do it. I think I'm going to take Ant points. Ant's last two games. No bueno is going to let the other guys take over. 25 points is minus 115. I'm taking him for 30.
Okay.
30. The Pistons don't do well versus combo guard. And I know Io stepped up in that. I know that, which makes me like, do we take Io for 20 for plus 220, or do we take Ant for 30 for plus 220? I'm gonna take Ant. He's gonna have that. Yeah, he's gonna have a good game.
I like it.
They switch a lot, and Dennis Jenkins is not Cade on defense. Yeah. He's too small. It doesn't work to how they scheme games.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on IO, but I took his RA at 9.5. Thought it was still too low. So I'm with you on the IO train. However, I just want rebounds and assists in comparison. I think Ant could have some stuff to say. Is it if he plays? He's still questionable as we sit right now. So we'll see. Anything else? It could be a good game. Lots of good games tonight. Yep. Yeah,
Castle sits. I got it for plus 100 about 2 hours ago. I don't know if it's changed or not, but obviously
probably has because Wemby got ruled out. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Oh, he did? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Wemby is out tonight against the Clippers.
Oh, okay. And then other than that, Brandon Miller threes. That's my Hornets pick. Hornets Suns. 4 threes. He's been absolutely cooking, and Suns give up a lot from the non-corner three, which Brandon Miller has been taking a lot of as of late. So give me Brandon Miller threes. 4 threes.
Right now.
44 minus 3 is like not worth it.
Yeah, parlay piece.
Yeah, but honestly, thank God we have a couple of hopefully really good games. It's nice to see the Pelicans actually fighting, even though they shouldn't be. So
every game in the NBA tonight has a teams going head to head that all have to win for seeding purposes. So there is not a singular. The only one that doesn't have a team that's not in playoff contention is the Pelicans, which you mentioned. However, they've been playing better basketball recently. But every team besides the Pels, every single one is in the playoffs already and is playing for seeding. So,
but the Pels are very interesting, right, Shaggy?
Right.
Why? Because they do what a lot?
They cover the spreads. Pelicans cover those spreads. That's for sure.
I'd be covering. They be covering. So yeah, hopefully we get a good night tonight in the NBA as we see going down the stretch here.
Aren't the Pels like fighting for a specific draft spot that they want or something like that? Or I can't remember. It's been like a couple weeks, but
Kings and Pacers have pretty much tanked their way to the best odds. The other teams are kind of doing whatever now. They're still trying to tank, but 1 and 2 are pretty locked up. And if you believe NBA conspiratorial theorists, like they already think DeBonsa will go first and Utah will end up with the first pick because the high school DeBonsa went to funded by the guy who owns the Jazz. BYU funded by the guy who owns the Jazz. So I don't see, if you think the NBA is rigged, and we saw what Cooper did last year, it's going to happen again. Weird stuff out there.
Wow.
Yeah, for reals.
Wow. Can I see what I'm cooking real quick, and then I got to bounce?
Yes, please.
Leave you guys.
Show us the food content.
Throwing your hands up at the AI robots. I'm just kidding. I love y'all. You know what? We'll never. Well, maybe I don't know if that's true. I was gonna say never be taken over by robots. Cooking, but it will be taken over by cooking at some point. But.
Oh, it absolutely will.
It's already done. There's already
happening, bro.
Automated walks and stuff.
Ooh, chat! Look at that. I can smell that through here.
Remember when I used to cook on stream like 4 years ago? Man, that was good times. Good times.
Yeah, he's not just called Cook It Up for a reason, chat. He actually does cook it up.
Yeah.
So. All right, brother. Well, we love you. Appreciate you for spending some time with us on this Thursday on BETSPRESSO.
I love you guys.
And we'll pick one of the ones you just mentioned and not make you choose because I know.
Yeah, everything I gave out was plus money, so obviously just buy the regular line.
Take it with caution.
Love it.
All right, now. All right. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the noms. Enjoy the evening. We appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, boys.
Bye, Chef.
Later, man.
Chef's gonna be real sad that day he finds out that AI is gonna be cooking. That's when he's gonna get real pissed off about it.
Yeah, dude, there is a video when I was doing my research for this that they've developed a hand that's more opposable and precise than a human hand. And to demonstrate it, they had like screws on different lengths and like all these other like very precise movements and had the hand go ahead and perform all of it. We're cooked, bro. If we're not looking out for ourselves, we're cooked.
Toasted. I want to just double check this in the chat, and then Shags will let you talk some CBB that you have this evening, and then we'll finish out the show talking the rest of the NBA that we kind of got to with Chef. Is this true from you know who? Ant is out. Is that official? Let me double check that real quick. Chat maybe can let us know if that is official as well. That must have just happened because that was not the case a little bit ago.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of comments, and yes, I'm seeing from Underdog NBA 2 minutes ago, Anthony Edwards, knee and illness ruled out for Thursday.
I'm really glad I got that RA line for IO earlier today. So
very scared for Duren now. I don't like that. I needed it to be a competitive game.
I think it'll still be competitive. They'll still be good without Ant. I think that it'll probably. I don't wonder if that spread, how much that spread's going to change because it was 3.5 at Pistons favored, and I wonder if that was baked into the Ant news or if that is going to now shift to in the 5 or 6.5 range. 4.5, it's moved to.
That should be a fun game though because every time Ant's been out, Io and Bones are just track meeting it.
Gerald, this is really funny because there's that song about there's so many guys in the NBA named Jalen. That's Sook. Basically, and how he wagers. That is him. We need to do a video of you being that guy, but changing it to that's how you bet on the NBA. I only bet on the NBA a guy named Jalen. Basically.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing that Pistons spread jump from 3.5 to 5 right in front of our eyes.
Well, then I am happy, and I will expose myself that I do have B-ball Paul Reed for 3 assists instead for plus 400. He's been also dishing the ball, and the Pistons have kind of been using that pinwheel offense with the 5 at the top controlling the situation. So, maybe cover my butt a little bit with that one.
Cover the old bootay. Before Shax talks about the CBB, and then we'll finish off talking about the NBA. If chat, you have a few more days, basically until tomorrow, BETSPRESSO time. To good juicy, go download the Juice Reel app. Get involved with our friends over at Juice Reel. Use that QR code on the screen to check it out. It's free to download, and if whoever downloads between now and tomorrow's BETSPRESSO will get entered to win one of our crispy new BETSPRESSO hats, which that's a terrible kind of side picture, but there you go. One of you guys will win. All you got to do is go join the app, go download it, use the QR code on the screen to get involved with our friends over at Juice Reel. Free to download, free to use. You don't have to pay a single cent. And all we're asking you to do is just download with that QR code and check it out. You can use it to track your bets. You can use it to find out what we're kind of looking at. If you want to join our betting news group, go get involved. Go check it out. And like I said, anybody that joins between now and tomorrow will get entered into a giveaway on BETSPRESSO tomorrow. So go check it out. All right, boys. Rolling. Shaggles?
Mm-hmm.
I know you want to talk CBC and NIT. So where are we going first?
Indeed. Yeah. We'll start with the NIT. NIT semifinals happening tonight in Indianapolis. We got New Mexico taking on Tulsa and Illinois State taking on Auburn. First up, we are back in the Lobos, minus the 2.5 tonight against the Golden Hurricane. Give me New Mexico minus 2.5 here. They're just a much better team, much better prepared than this Tulsa Golden Hurricanes team. Lobos are 10 spots higher, according to Bartorvik. Overall, I think they're going to flex their muscle tonight. This is a top 60 team in terms of adjusted offensive and defensive efficiency. They're also top 60 in turnover rate on both sides of the basketball. New Mexico's going to have no problem pushing the pace in this game, top 50 in possessions per game. They like to run up and down the floor, create plenty of offensive opportunities for themselves, but they also have the defense to slow down their opponents. Now, the Golden Hurricane, they take a ton of threes, all right, and they do so well. They're top 40 in three-point rate, top 5 in three-point percentage, shooting essentially 39% from deep as a team, but they face a Lobos defense that is one of the best in the country at defending the perimeter. Lobos are top 10 in opponent three-point percentage. They hold their foes at just 30% from deep. New Mexico's got the better defense. I think they have the slightly better offense. They're better equipped to put up points in a shootout, which is what I think we see in this game. So give me the Lobos minus the 2.5 tonight in the first NIT semifinal.
The Lobos. And this is the one that you fumbled the bag on and got caught out on it on the internet and the interwebs.
Man, exactly. It happened, man.
Shout out for that guy for listening. I mean, that's what matters.
That's what I said. I was like, hey man, thanks for listening. Like it's not the first time I misspoke. It won't be the last time, but hey, appreciate you listening and calling me out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ant-Man is out tonight. All right. So anything else? You want to go stay in the NIT or we want to move to CBC now?
Yeah, staying in the NIT, the next game, next semifinal, Illinois State taking on Auburn. I do think Auburn wins. I don't necessarily think they cover the spread, but I will be backing points from both teams. We're going with the over 148.5. Now, neither team is stupid fast. They don't really sprint up and down the floor, but recently Auburn actually has been playing a lot faster. They've jumped 30 spots overall to just about be in the top 100 in terms of possessions per game over their last 10 games. They have a much better offense than they do defense, so I think that's going to contribute to plenty of points on the board as well. Illinois State, also a team that shoots tons of threes. They're ranked 106 in the country in three-point rate, but in the last 10 games, that number's up to pushing them into the top 40. Typically, 43% of their shots come from downtown. That number's closer to 48% over their last 10 games, and they face a perimeter defense that isn't very good. Auburn, bottom 25 in the country in three-point percentage, opponent three-point percentage, rather. So I think Illinois State's going to take advantage. I think we're going to see plenty of opportunities for both teams to put the ball in the hoop. Expecting at least 70 possessions in this game should be plenty to get us over the 148.5 mark. So give me the over in Illinois State and Auburn.
Points. Over. All right, CBC, and then last 10 minutes, we'll talk NBA.
Yes, sir. Two quick ones in the CBC. This is the College Basketball Crown quarterfinals. We had two quarterfinals last night. We saw Oklahoma and Baylor both move on to the semifinals. Now we need two more teams to punch their ticket. And in this first one, I am backing West Virginia. Take me home, country roads, Mountain Mama, all that good stuff. West Virginia on the money line, minus 118. Now, this line is actually flipped. Stanford was the original favorite in this game. Now they're catching 1.5. But, we're chasing steam here a little bit. Typically not the way to go. But I just think West Virginia is the much better team in this instance. They're more battle-tested playing in the Big 12 compared to the ACC. And offensively, they have more options in my eyes. Stanford, they rely very heavily on freshman guard Ebuka Okuri to score a ton of points. The guy averages 23 points a game. That's over 30% of Stanford's scoring. West Virginia has the defense to lock that guy down and force the other Cardinal players to put the ball in the hoop, which I don't think they're capable of doing. We see a low total. Total is below 140 in this game. Pretty standard for Mountaineer basketball games, just because Ross Hodge plays slow, plays very defensive basketball. Mountaineers, they are top 20 in terms of defensive efficiency, top 45 in opponent EFG percentage and free throw rate defense. So points are going to be hard to come by for the Cardinal. And I just think the Mountaineers are the better offensive team here. So give me West Virginia on the money line at -118.
Take me home.
Bang. Take me home. Touch road, take me home.
And we will take you home with the last game in the CBC. Rutgers and Creighton going head-to-head. Now, we're using the same thinking that we used with Oklahoma last night. Oklahoma's spread opened at 5.5, got steamed up to 9.5. Didn't want to lay that big number, so we ended up taking their team total. It hit because of overtime. Shout out overtime. For getting us there. But you got two bad teams, Rutgers and Creighton. We see the same thing with Creighton's spread, opened at 2.5, up to 5.5 now. Don't really want to lay the two possessions with the Blue Jays, but I will take their team total over 77.5. Paid -120 for it. The Blue Jays have the much tougher strength of schedule. They're top 100 in non-conference, top 40 in overall strength of schedule. Lost my train of thought there. Rutgers, they played the 25th easiest schedule in college basketball. I don't think they're battle tested. I don't think they're going to perform well away from home. And if you want a little narrative in this game, Creighton's head coach is actually retiring. Greg McDermott is riding off into the sunset after the season with Creighton. So could be a way for his boys to, give him a trophy to end his career on. It's been a bad season for Creighton. They were a top 25 preseason team, which shows you they have plenty of talent on their roster, just didn't live up to the hype. But I think they can get the job done tonight against the Scarlet Knights. So give me Creighton's team total over 77.5.
Let's go, dude. Final four right around the corner, but there's still college basketball to sweat out in the middle of the week.
Sir.
And there's nobody better to sweat it out with than this guy right here. Just don't ask him what he does with his free time with his AI companion. That's all we need.
Nope. Please don't. Please don't.
Please do not. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. All right, let's close it out. It's great to actually sit and talk NBA for 10 minutes because usually Shags just sits and nods his head, but now he's got a little NBA action going on.
I got some thoughts.
All right, we got 10 minutes before we have to pass it off to our brand new baseball show with Mr. Danny Burke and Mr. Adam Kaufman tonight with Off the Bump. Alex will also be in the shadows for you guys, so stick around for some baseball chatter. They are going to be giving you guys in 10 minutes. But I'm just going to roll through these games real quick, boys. Hornets taking on the Suns. Hornets are 6.5-point favorites for the Suns, 225.5-point total in Charlotte tonight. Massive game for the Hornets as they're continuing to climb in the Eastern Conference standings. Suns are pretty kind of set in space in the West right now, so could be more of an opportunity for the Hornets with a little bit more desperation on the line here. I have a prop, but I want to open it up to you guys first. Any thoughts on the Hornets and the Suns?
I lean the Suns. I do. Jordan Ott was the assistant coach with the Cavaliers. He is familiar with Missoula ball and the way that the Charlotte Hornets like to play. And Shaggy, as he's been checking out the trends all the time, Phoenix is fantastic at covering. They have been all season, and I don't know why. I love both of these teams. If you watch the All-Stars team, I love both of these teams. But for whatever reason, the Plums are telling me it's the Suns tonight.
Yeah, you got the two best ATS teams in the NBA, both hitting nearly 60% against the spread. So nothing from me, but the spread does seem a little large in my eye. Catching two possessions with the Suns probably seems like the right side here.
I feel the same way, which is why I think I would take the Hornets with the spread because it feels like it's the Suns too easy to me. Like you said, Sook, this team should cover 100%, probably even went outright. But this game means a bit more for the Hornets right now with the Eastern Conference standing. So I think they might come out and try to take care of business, especially coming off a couple losses as well. My prop in this game is on the Sun side, though, so I'm hoping that this game does stay within the number. I got this last night, so the line has moved a little bit. But Devin Booker over 5.5 assists, -115 is the line I got here. It's up to -125. Hit this in 5 of his last 6 games. Dylan Brooks is obviously back in the lineup, so D-Book's going to have even more facilitating he's going to have to do. And, oh, by the way, he's hit this in 3 straight games against the Hornets. He had 10 assists against them when they beat them in the desert at the beginning of March. So 5.5 feels a little too low for Devin Booker. All right.
Mhm.
Keep it rolling. Pistons taking on the Timberwolves. Chef liked his threes. Stifler, if you want to get involved there, but I'm sure the points is fine. As Shaq said when we started, as Ant did get ruled out, Pistons now 5.5-point favorites as they were 3.5 earlier. 222.5 point total. Sook, you want to just tell everybody why you're betting on a guy named Jalen again?
Yeah, it's unbettable now, but I've been playing it. I've been chasing it. I've been laddering it. I think it's minus 220 now. I got this last night. I tweeted it out. It's absolutely insanity. And I just mentioned it real quick
CLV,
before.
bro.
Go ahead and grab B-Ball Paul Reed. Go ahead and grab his assists as well. I think you can still get the 2 at plus money. He is a fantastic player as well. And he's more of a Pascal Siakam type player than people really realize. And he's playing that small ball 5. I think this is a bit messy game. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are 22nd overall to assists allowed to the center spot. Yes, Rudy Gobert is a good defender, but I think between Rudy and Naz Reid, Pistons have been surprising a lot of people, and they have an opportunity to have some mismatches at their strengths today. They're a fantastic fast break team. I think this is a fun game. I have it laddered again.
Of course you do, as you should.
They finally let me bet the triple-double as well. So I did finally build that out.
Go.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Any thoughts on this game, Shags?
Nope, nothing from me. I think we were slightly leaning with Detroit on the spread earlier on the morning spread, but yeah, nothing from me in this one.
Yeah. What's up, Garrett? Yep, back on the boob tube. Yeah, I took this earlier. It does kind of, as Skit's saying, this feels a little trappy to me now, but I'm rolling with it. I bet it earlier, and I like it even better now that Ant-Man's out. Io over 9.5 RA. Triple-double last game. Hit this in 4 straight starts. Don't really get why this line's 9.5. Maybe it's the game that the cheese, I take the trap and I find out, but I'm going to keep betting it anyway. So 9.5 rebounds and assists for Mr. Dosunmu. All right.
Low enough to risk it for the biscuit.
Down to risk it for the biscuit on that one. Probably the game of the night. Probably going to be tuned into this one, as you all probably should if you're going to watch the NBA this evening. Could be a Western Conference Finals preview. Could be the two of the top 3 candidates for the MVP going head-to-head. Thunder hosting the Los Angeles Lakers, 232.5 point total, as the Thunder are 9.5 point favorites in OKC tonight. Chef talked about it earlier. No sell job here. I'm on this too. Luka, the points. Gimme. Line's a little too low for me still. Even if he doesn't hit, I don't care. He's had 40 points in 3 straight games. He hasn't played well against the Thunder when they've played this season and in his past, but set it, forget it, don't overthink it. So I like Luka in this spot. I'll go first as well on this one. LeBron James. Over 12.5 rebounds and assists, plus money on this one as well. LeBron's been awesome. Had a triple-double against the Wizards in their last game as well. Has hit this on also 2 straight matchups with the Thunder. We're going to... I didn't even... Yeah, he knows how to butter the bread. Yeah, give me the king. And I kind of lean with the Lakers to keep this game close. I hope they do, just because I want to watch a really awesome basketball game tonight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I leaned with the Lakers earlier today. It was plus 9.5. I wanted to get up to 10 before I really looked at it. Never got there, so I'm probably holding off, but definitely lean with the Lakers to keep it close.
So, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I had to stay away because when I looked at it, I think that the Thunder cover, and I think that they clap cheeks. So
fair.
I think that is a very biased assumption I'm making. So I decided maybe don't put any coin on this one.
Just sit back. This is an okay game to just sit back and crack something and watch. You know, it's fine too.
Indeed.
All right, of these last 3 games, Blazers, Pels, Cavs, Warriors, and then Clippers, Spurs. Any thoughts, plays in those games as we wrap up here and get to cooking before these guys take over and talk some baseball?
No specific thoughts or plays, but I do think that Klingane can kind of ball on the Pelicans today. I think that his lines are pretty nice looking. I'm sure Vsauce has got something on the timeline about him.
Klingane.
More than likely. Yeah, my one NBA play, it's in that Cleveland Golden State game. We are going with the over 227.5 up to 228. That is completely fine. Trends, folks. That's what we do when capping the NBA. Golden State 46-30 to the over this year. That's 60.5% at home, though. Hitting at 65%, 24-13. Sook dropped a little nugget in the morning spread earlier. 14 of their last 17 games at home have gone over as well. They're just an overs team, even on back-to-backs, 9-5 to the over. Now, Cleveland just 37-39 to the over, so not necessarily an overs team, you could say, but 22-16, that's 58% on the road, and 8-7 with a rest advantage. So give me some points in Cleveland and Golden State tonight.
Let's go.
I like that. Going back to that Blazers game, Chad, I haven't really been in the pancake industry recently, but they're going to be hot and they're going to be cooking tonight. Give me Denny Advia over 40.5 PRA because the pancake's going to be hot and serving late tonight. Open late is Denny's. This game means more to the Blazers. Just means more. They need to win for their Western Conference standings. I think they come out. Denny played like a madman in their last game. I think we're going to see another performance like that again tonight. And then Denny's pancakes, there it is, 40.5 PRA. Last one for me. This line has moved because of the Wemby news. So, Taylor, if you would like to, I'm a little bit weird now about this game, but going to keep riding the Stephon Castle wagon. Stephon Castle over 12.5 rebounds and assists. This is hitting 3 straight games, flirting with triple doubles and getting a triple double against Milwaukee. I just don't see a way that he's not going to be so heavily involved, even now with Wemby out of the lineup. He's hit this line in 2 straight games against the Clippers earlier this month. Clippers are going to try to win this game too with their standings on the line. Spurs are still going to go out there and try to get the dub, even on a back-to-back. Castle, 13.5, 12.5, whatever the line is currently, and even sprinkle the triple-double. I think he's going to have his hands on the ball a lot. Jerry, you hate fun. Just say you don't like me, bro. It's all good. No, it's okay. I get it. It's fine. It's fine.
I think Garland is in play every single time he's on the court. He's just been so fantastic. If you're finding something that you like, then trust yourself. I think he's been great. I remember the other day against Milwaukee, I wanted to bet the triple-double, and then the numbers didn't match up. Dude got a triple-double.
Danny. Unders chat. Danny, did you take Denny under? No, he didn't. Okay. Right. Jerry knows ball, though. It's all good. Hey, there you go. There it is. Bet more unders, chat. Bet more unders.
Sir.
There's too many of those in the wild now. Need to talk to some people.
Not a bad thing.
We should have stopped the graphics guy from making it then.
Yeah, I got to. I tried locking him in the closet. He just keeps getting out. It's weird.
Yeah, I locked him in the basement for my show too.
Jump scare. Jump scare.
Good stuff. All right, it's been a fun hour with you guys on BETSPRESSO. See, they took a little extra couple minutes on no plays off, so we're going to take a couple extra minutes. Sorry, Danny. So you can blame Adam and Sia and Thorpe while we cook the parlay for taking our time. All right, boys, let's cook, and then let's get out of here and pass it off to Off the Bump to talk some baseball. Shags, do you want to put any of these college basketball plays in the parlay? And if you do, which one do you like the most?
I would say if we're going to take one, do New Mexico. We could probably just take the money line for a parlay since they're laying the 2.5. But yeah, I really like the Lobos. However, that is the early game. It does tip off in an hour. So we can also just leave it out if we want.
No, let's get it in there. I like your analysis on it. And if you liked them plus 4.5, you got it last night. I mean, they might as well win outright, right?
CLV.
CLV, baby. All right, New Mexico, the Lobos on the money line.
We can't take Duran, and I don't want to give out a plus money play in B-ball Paul.
Okay. How do you guys feel about some like the Suns? I know you guys both like the Suns. I lean a little more Hornets, but I think the 6 is probably safe with the Suns.
Yeah.
I like it. I bet it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Suns and the points. Do you guys we got to take something in this Lakers Thunder game. Are you guys down to just do Luka points? Or I like LeBron's RA quite a bit. Maybe staying off his side since we see that a little differently. Any thoughts on that game?
I think both of the superstars are pretty safe for their points. Everyone's trying to make a statement.
Okay.
Should we just take Luka for 30? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. Luka for 30. And then take us home and tuck us in piece. What did Chef? Oh, Chef liked Castle as well. He said assists. You guys down to roll with Stephon's RA? Or we could do your over, Shags, in the Warriors game.
We also do have hockey from Betsky.
Oh, we have hockey. Let's go hockey.
Really
Kucherov points.
Yeah.
Kucherov. He sold us the other day too. He owes us.
Yeah, we gotta
this
get our
thing
luck
up
back.
too.
Yeah, 2 points for Coochie. All right. New Mexico money line, Phoenix Suns plus the 6, Luka Doncic 30 points, and Nikita Kucherov for 2 points, plus 837. Plus 837. That is your BetSpresso 4. If you would like to tail, feel free to do so. As always, responsibly. Have fun with it tonight. We talked for an hour about the slate tonight. Had some fun with you guys, as always, as we always do right here on the Betting News Network on BetSpresso. Go follow Shags, as always. Go follow Sook, as always. Big shout out to our sponsors at Lucky Rebel and Juice Reel today. But don't go anywhere, because the lads for the brand new baseball show, which unfortunately does not have an intro yet. Chat, we had to make it perfect because it's baseball. So they don't have an intro yet. However, they do have an awesome background, which is pretty cool. They'll have an intro very shortly as we get off the bump with these lads. Boys, you got anything else before we pass it off?
Yeah, if Jalen Duren doesn't get 3 assists, I might call in sick for the rest of my life.
You've rode this wagon so many times now, like eventually it's going to fall off, dude. You understand that, right?
You told me you're not working tomorrow anyways.
Just the morning.
I'm really glad you just said that, Shax, because I totally forgot that.
Oh, well, you did tell me to remind you. So here's a look behind the curtain. We do not communicate enough.
Apparently, that was great. Let's text more. That sounds good. Oh, man. Chat. All right, stick around for another hour right here on the network. Hey, man, thanks for tuning us with on YouTube, but don't go anywhere. Like I said, we've got the lads live for Off the Bump. You guys ready down there? Mr. Bowling, you ready? I'll press the button. Don't worry. You guys
Get those keys ready.
Get those keys ready. All right, chat, here we go. Let's go to the diamond. Get off the bump. Let's do it.
Welcome to it, ladies and gentlemen. It is the start of a new show, Off the Bump. It looks like Adam's all right. There he is.
I'm here. I didn't realize my camera was off. I'm with you. This is what happens when we go to open. When I don't have ample, when I don't have 6 minutes of extra time to prepare for my camera to be on.
Hey, you got to make the grand entrance. We'll take it any way we can.
Oh, yeah.
But, hey, you got it. It's Adam Kaufman, ladies and gentlemen, myself, Danny Burke. Familiar faces here on the Betting News Network, but not a familiar show. Like we said, a brand new one covering all things on the diamond. Off the Bump is the name of the program. You can still follow us at the same places at Danny Burke 5 for myself and at Adam M. Kaufman for Mr. Kaufman on the tweets, at Your Betting News for the Betting News Network Twitter account. Adam, brother, it's a pleasure to be with you as always, and excited to talk a little bit of a different arena here. Not so much football and a little bit of basketball, but now we're fully diving into baseball. How we feeling?
Well, and when you're not doing golf too, you're all over the map here across BNN. Where are you, most importantly, where are you coming to us from? Because this is not this looks like your childhood bedroom.
Yes, you nailed it. It is. So it's a remade version of it. So my dad now has moved into this and made it his office, but it is my childhood bedroom. You can see a little bit of the ivy here in bricks. So my room is like painted Wrigley Field theme. So yeah, it still has the painting up there, like the marquee side, like all the Wrigley Field antics are still across the entire room,
man.
But now it's just a little bit different with the back up here. So it kind of works out, honestly.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Thrilled to be here with you, and looking forward to Thursdays here during the baseball season. We're gonna have some fun.
No question. Well, of course, today's slate is slim pickings, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's not
a day to launch.
Yeah, and look, we already had one game today, 5-1. If you got involved in that one, Twins
didn't go my way.
5-1. Yeah, I didn't take a piece of this.
The only reason I did is I've talked to you, I don't know about, I know we have this influx of new listeners here across, YouTube now. We got like 5,000 concurrent with us across YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And it's awesome to have everybody with us, people with us a couple hours ago on no plays off as well. But my streak betting that I do in Major League Baseball, it has its ups and downs for sure. Today, we'll see how the day goes. We still have Arizona in play at plus money a little bit later on. We'll talk about that game, but had Kansas City just again following the method of the streak betting. And I really felt pretty good about it for a while. That game was 1-0, I think, into the 8th inning, 2-0. The Royals got a couple guys on, cut the deficit in half, and looked like they might get the tying run across the plate. Both starters were excellent. Reagans and Bradley in that game, but then insurance runs galore in the top of the ninth there. And the Royals fell 5-1, which again, not great for me. But again, with the streak betting thing, Danny, it just, there's a reason that I blind bet it. Yesterday is a great example of it. I went against Garrett Crochet and the Red Sox at plus money. I went against Tarek Skubal and the Tigers at plus money. Both of those came to fruition. If you had asked me intuitively which way I would have wanted to bet those games, outside of my little fun philosophy here, I would have gone the other way on both of those. So, we'll see. There are already some spots I've locked in for tomorrow as well, just because of, again, the streaks.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about that, and I'm fascinated to see the continuous results as the year goes on, or even just kind of like a month into it. And it's not a sample size that you live and die by just that month, but just to see what kind of trajectory you're heading toward. I think it's a really fun practice. And it's funny because not only was I going to, ask you about it just in general since the last time we talked, but my interest aligned with yours in terms of the Diamondbacks and their matchup against the Braves. So you and I are going to be syncing up, which of course we'll dive deeper into as we preview that game. But I thought about that and I was like, all right, I'm joining in on the fun with Adam, assuming he's going to be jumping in on that as well. So excited to sweat that one out with you. And then I got a little action in the Mets and Giants game. Of course, we'll pick your brain and see if you got anything going there in that matchup in the Bay Area, which should be a good one. Again, Robbie Ray's taking the bump, and look, he had a great outing against the Yankees the first time around, and unfortunately his offense didn't back him up. And that's kind of been the story or the theme for the Giants in the short stint of a season thus far. David Peterson, the other southpaw, taking the bump for the Mets on the other side, but the Mets a smaller favorite there, getting a little bit of action as we get closer to first pitch. But that is the lone other game on tonight's slate.
Yeah, both during the 9 o'clock Eastern hour, so we get some time before they even get going. You have plenty of time. The beauty of being on YouTube here, Danny, is people can go back, they can rewind the stream, they can rewatch this and get all their plays in. You got a whole window to do it while you're watching some early NBA and NHL.
Absolutely. Dude, I was going to ask you that too. Being on the East Coast, is it even worth staying up to watch these games for you? Are you going out of your way, or is it just if you're up, you'll throw it on, maybe check the score? 9:40, 9:45 first pitch, that's rough for you, I got to imagine.
So I've got a problem that I don't know how many people have this same problem. It used to be worse. I've gotten a little bit better, a little bit more mature to it, but I really hate going to bed before my bets have settled. Because I feel like I'm going to wake up in the morning and either you cash and that's great, little wake and cash, right? Or you wake up and you check it out and it's like, oh, it went sideways. And you feel like you're starting the day off with a loss before you've even, gotten any future bets in. And so there's just it doesn't matter. Ultimately, it's an emotional thing more than anything else. Now, will I go out of my way, to your point, like, hey, Diamondbacks may theoretically not end till 1 a.m. Eastern time tonight? Am I going to, make it, if it's midnight and I'm getting a little tired, am I going to force myself to stay up for the last 3 innings or something just to see whether, streak betting lives on for Arizona or not? No, I'm not. At a certain, I'm an old Danny. I'm in my mid 40s now. You can't be stupid. You got to get your sleep when you can, man. Like to work in naps, do all that stuff. And so if I'm up anyway, dinking around, doom scrolling on my phone, or I'm watching a movie and I'm periodically checking the box on my phone, then sure, that's a different thing. And a lot of the time that's the case because I'm a night owl. But I'm not going to make it a point necessarily to stay up unless, and this is a little less so in baseball in the regular season than maybe some other sports, if it's a great game, it can pull me in. And then that will force me to stay up a little bit later. Like the Thunder, I think the Thunder and the Pistons the other night was a game that happened in OKC, and it started, I think it was a Peacock game, maybe started at like 11 o'clock Eastern, didn't end till 1:32 in the morning or some stupid time. And I stayed up and I watched it because it was a great game and it went to overtime and it was fun. So that's all a long-winded way of answering, like, I won't make it a point, but it's not out of the norm for me either.
Yeah, I think the way that I kind of go about it is if I'm already having a good night of betting and say I've already locked in a profit, then yeah, I'll check in on it if I'm awake. But I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it. Now, if it's teetering between I'm at 500 and it determines a winning or losing night, or if I'm having a really bad night and I just need to see one go through, then I'm going to be more prone to staying up and going out of my way to sweating it out and looking maybe for a different live angle or something else to, quote unquote, chase a little bit of some losses there. But that's kind of how I handle it. But again, I don't have to deal with it quite as late as you, me being in the central time zone and then you in the East. It's only an hour difference, but still, I mean, just seeing it at 9 is rough.
Are you a get in or get even deeper kind of guy? Like get even deeper sort of guy, as we've talked about before? Like if there's a, let's just use baseball. If it's a Wednesday, as there's often day baseball on Wednesdays, maybe you bet other sports too, but again, we'll just limit this to the diamond. Maybe the early day games don't really go your way. You're kind of break even there in the early part of the evening. And then it's like, we got 3-4 games that are starting, around 10 o'clock Eastern, that late slate. Are you more apt to get involved in those spots if you don't even necessarily have a play that you love? Like if you had it cleaned up throughout the day, maybe you just sit it out and it's like, hey, I had a great day. But if you were struggling a little bit and you wanted to attempt to make some money back, do you find a spot? Do you look for a spot so that you can get yourself maybe back on the right track?
I've tried to do a better job at distracting myself overall when it comes to being later at night with how much betting we do. I mean, you and I, we already consume so much content. We're talking about it ad nauseum. We're placing a ton of wagers every single day. And no, of course. But I would say out of baseball.
Yes, he is. Biz, of course he is.
A little bit. We all got a little degen in us.
Yeah.
Baseball wise, I wouldn't say I do that as often. Now with football and basketball, I'll say there's certainly a higher likelihood because I find it easier to find viable betting angles in basketball and football, if that makes sense, because I don't do as many props, for example, when it comes to baseball. I can easily find a prop or two in any given basketball game. Football, we can find something as well to sweat out from outside of the basics. But baseball, outside of strikeout props, I personally don't delve as deep into them as I know a lot of other people do. So I don't think I'll chase as much when it comes to baseball as I would with a later game in the NBA or with NFL. And I also think there's better live betting opportunities for both the NFL and basketball as opposed to baseball. Now, again, I may be on an island to some degree on that, but that's just always been my philosophy.
What is your market in baseball, your preferred market? Because as we know, and I'm sure we'll talk about this plenty throughout the season, there are about 6 million different ways that you can bet baseball.
It's certainly money lines and run lines, and I will flirt with some totals, but when I do, I try to go first 5, and I'll just be honest, I don't have that much success with the first 5 totals. I try to do that more so than the full game because out of the way I kind of view it is I'm handicapping a majority of it on these starting pitchers anyways, who you're hoping can at least go 5 innings, and bullpens have increasingly become more volatile. Now, again, this was maybe a bit more, like 2-3 years ago when it was really crazy. It's leveled off a little bit, I would say, from how nuts it felt like a handful of years ago. So I didn't want to have it come down to potential, craziness coming out of this relief staff, or of course, extra innings, and especially with the runner on second, which you and I talked about the other day. So when it came to totals, I would more so circle off the first 5. But again, I really have to like a spot in order to bet it. Otherwise, I'm pretty much just money line, run line, and the occasional strikeout prop, because with the other ones, I just feel like baseball's already such a hard sport to excel at. So to be overzealous on a guy's props and betting overs, now I know I can bet unders, of course, but in betting overs, I just find it harder to gain conviction in those plays. Again, I don't know why that is. That's just how I always view baseball. So I kind of just stick to those main 2 groups.
What about strikeouts? Ask you-know-who.
As you know who?
You know who in the chat. You guys need to start to use real names. You're confused. It's just going to turn into a who's on first bit.
You're right. Yeah, you know who. Yes. That's what I was saying. The only one I would do would be strikeouts. But again, it was that and then the pitching outs. But those markets are set so perfectly, especially the outs recorded. You sometimes can still get an edge in the strikeouts department, but even then I'm going to be betting unders, and the unders that I like tend to be around the -140 range. So I'm still laying a steep amount, and maybe you could just bet a flat unit as opposed to laying, say, 1.40 units to win one, you just lay the flat one, and that's completely fine. But that's kind of why I don't do it as much as well, because price wise, it's always taken me an extra length that seldom I want to reach. So yeah, that's kind of why I only stray in the money line and run line for the most part.
I find that's so the pricing part of it that you mentioned. I think that's a more interesting conversation in sports across the board. And I don't want to go on and on with this because we got to talk about baseball, and I'll answer the question that we just fired off at you as well. But I see a lot of people, most people who bet, especially people that have their own discords and they're selling picks, or people that are posting their plays on the Action app, or just on social media, whatever it is. It's a lot of, like you just said, I'm $100 unit better, I'm gonna wager 114 on a minus 114 to win a unit, that kind of thing. I just find the conversation really interesting, and maybe it all kind of comes out in the wash, as the expression goes, as to whether people prefer to be a flat unit bettor or someone that bets to win a unit. In my experience, and I'm not a good case study because I don't have a consistent unit size. I bounce all around. I bet, I wouldn't say I bet on feel per se, but if I really like a play, maybe I'm more invested in it than something that I just kind of want to sprinkle, like most other people. But for a traditional play, for instance, this baseball streak betting, I have assigned a $25 unit to it because it's fun. It's an experiment. Some nights there might be 8 plays. Day like today, there's just a couple. Depends on the slate. Depends how those teams are doing. But I am flatly putting down $25 on each one, whether that is on Kansas City at minus 150 today, or it's on Arizona at plus whatever the number. I am putting down $25. So I don't know. Do you have a philosophy on that when it comes to betting to win a unit versus flat betting a unit amount?
Yeah, for probably over 95% of my bets, it's, betting the odds to win the unit. So like you said, say it's minus 114, I'm betting 1.14 units to win one. And that's how I've always tracked it, unless otherwise, right? I'll note unless otherwise, if I'm laying a flat one, or if I want to put more than one. And seldom do I do that in the sense of when I'm, say, writing an article or giving it out on a show for tracking purposes. But, when you do have conviction in a play and you have a true edge, yeah, you should be betting more than your standard amount if you feel you truly have that advantage. Because as you know, in the long run, I mean, that's how you're going to make a profit. It's like playing blackjack, for example, right? Like if you're betting the same steady unit every single time, you're not going to win in the long run. You got to, increase it, decrease it. You got to be volatile with it. And to some degree, you have to be doing that with your sports betting, especially if you have an edge. Take advantage of it while you still have that opportunity. Now, with some of the times where I've done a flat unit, it would be if, again, it's just very expensive. I like the bet. I know I missed the best of the number, but I still want to get involved. And I know if I'm giving it out, people may not want to lay, say, minus 160 or minus 170. That's when I've done it in the past, because I don't want other people who may be following us, to go nuts with it too. So kind of advising like, hey, just stick to your flat unit. But yeah, for the most part, it's just me laying the odds and correlating that to what's going to win one unit. And, like I said, one of the strikeout prop bets this year already, I think was like minus 145. So yeah, that one, 1.45 units to win one came through. And obviously it stinks if it doesn't. That's going to take a big hurt on you. But look, realistically, if you have enough conviction in the bet in the first place, and you have enough conviction to lay it, then you should have that enough to give it out. So if it is that much money to lay and I still like it a lot, I'm not going to be fearful of it. It's just, I want to be smart about it and not find myself in a habit of laying a lot of expensive prices like that. And that's why I think like what you're doing, for example, where you're blind doing something like that, completely different conversation, of course, because it's not as much of a factor of the price as it is the strategy and the trend. So yeah, it's certainly.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I don't want to lose a unit and a half on Kansas City money line today, that kind of thing. So it's all, it's risk assessment. It's all personal preference. I do ultimately wonder, and I've not checked it, if the math again bears itself out in the wash. If you over a large sample flat unit bettors versus betting to win the unit, if that ultimately is all kind of, pretty similar in the end. Maybe it is. I mean, I know a lot of people that feel it is, but again, I haven't checked the math on it. But yeah, I bring that up because, like you noted, I don't really do it anymore because I just found it to be frustrating and painful. But I used to live in the strikeout prop market. I was betting, my God, Danny. I mean, I was betting probably, if it was a full slate and you've got 30 pitchers going, I might have had 15 or 20 K props in a day. I was loving myself, the K prop market. The reason I took a, mental break from it is because it's just that more. I mean, look, I hit a fair amount. I'm sure I was a losing bettor ultimately in that particular category, but what was just breaks your brain is like, oh my God, these numbers are efficient. As you said before, I was like the number of times, and it was the majority, that I would win or lose by the hook was I couldn't tolerate it anymore. I was like, I got to get out of this space. Never mind getting more choosy and picking particular spots. It was like, no, I just want nothing to do with this market. This market drives me nuts. And some are more fun than others. Like, I know a lot of people out there don't like the nerfy-yerfy market. We've talked about that a little bit before. I happen to I don't really like the yerfy market. I think it's a lot. It's like betting unders in basketball or football or whatever else, right? Like, it's just easier to bet against human achievement than to bank on something happening.
100%.
So even in the weather is, like the two starters on the mound suck, and these pitching staffs are bad, and it's hot, the balls, the wind's blowing out. Like, you can always talk yourself, as we get to certain points on the calendar, especially in the summer, into good yerfy spots. And you know what? They may hit. Like, good on you. I like the nerfy market. The nerfy market I find to be a little, quote unquote, more predictable, in the sense that, okay, you've got trends. You can look at how pitchers tend to do in their first innings, how opposing, the matchups, opposing teams tend to perform, the bats in those opening innings. But what is taxing, again, mentally, or frustrating as you approach and some of them are sweat free, 3 up, 3 down, you're done, you're home. Great. Couple aces on the hill. Perfect. But occasionally you're going to get you're facing the top thirds of the order in both cases, which means you're going to have some power there. Certainly in the 3 spot, somebody gets on, maybe in the 4 spot, and there's that solo homer with 2 outs, or there's that, that we were 1 out away, guy, walked, stole second, and then there's the cleanup hitter to drive him in. I just kind of like the excitement of, it's a fun sweat. It's a quick sweat. You can, if you nail it, you can roll it over into another bet in the game, or just a different game if the games are staggered. So I like the market. Some markets to me are a lot more fun than others. But man, the K-prop market, and I see Fam in the chat talking about how Evaldi sold him yesterday. Some markets I have just learned in the last few years I need to stay away from.
100%, Adam. I mean, I was the same way, not maybe in terms of the volume of strikeout bets, but I'd find myself sweating this out, and I'm paying attention to half this game and just stressing, all for it to come down to the last batter, and I get hooked, whether it's betting the over, and obviously the guy just gets pulled right before, betting the under, they leave him in for one more batter, it's 2 strikes, guy chasing, it just was so stressful and aggravating, and the numbers are set perfectly. That's why seldom there's an edge, and the only times I really do find one is when it's more of the premier pitcher, and it's at like a 6.5 or a 5, or pardon me, 7.5, and then I'm looking to bet the under. That's when I'll get involved. And same thing with like the pitching outs. I mean, again, those markets are fun. I love them. I know Fam was talking about them, but those are just set so perfectly, unless you genuinely know what pitch count the guy's going to be on and you have a hint. Like, it's so hard to gain an edge on something that we have a large sample size of, which makes this prop market in baseball really, really just ferocious and tough to attack from my perspective. And that's why I like looking at money lines and run lines to where you could get some plus money, especially with the run line, because in that sense, well, if you have conviction in a team, you don't want to lay, say, minus 140 or higher. Well, more often than not, the game is going to land on a different number than 1. So there you go, already getting plus money on a side you like, which more often than not is going to land on 2 or more. So that's why I find myself betting run lines and money lines more often.
I do love the first 5 market, though. And it's one that I really never played until maybe, let's call it a year and a half ago, somewhere along those lines. And I kind of fell in love with it because, as you said, I mean, baseball, we talk about it all the time. It's such a volatile sport. And yeah, starters can obviously be volatile as well. But, you know, really the volatility comes in with the bullpens. And, you know, either, I mean, I've won and I've lost as a result. We all have. Either my team goes in the 9th inning with a lead and blows it, or maybe my team is, you know, down going into the 8th, comes back, miraculous fashion, hits a bet. Like, it's good. I understand why people involve themselves in the full side. But what I like about the first 5 is you're just removing the bullpen from the equation, and you're just handicapping what you know and what you believe. What you believe, you know, is the starting pitcher caliber. And, you know, look, let's say I had hypothetically, just to use a couple aces as examples. Let's say I had taken, you know, Red Sox first 5 yesterday, Detroit first 5 yesterday. Now, neither of those bets won. In fact, I'm pretty sure Detroit lost. I think it was 1-0 at the end of 5. The Red Sox might have pushed, you know, might have gotten your money back on that one at the end of 5, if I remember correctly. And I may not. I think it was 2-2 at the time. But you get the point. You're at least, you know, you're getting yourself into a position where it's okay. I don't really want to do the first 5 run line, you know, which is, again, guaranteeing that my team is going to be winning by at least a run after 5. Then you're putting a little extra onus on the offense. But if I just believe that, you know, starter X, you know, ace X, number 1 X is going to go out and twirl for 5 or 6, it's a good spot. Now, it would have gotten you killed on opening day with Paul Skeens. I'm sure a lot of people probably had their parlays blown up with a Pittsburgh first 5 before the season effectively even started. But I do like it as an approach to just sort of lock in a little bit more to some of what we believe are the narrative certainties.
Yeah, absolutely. And those first 5s, I'm with you. Like, you could be on the complete right side of it, but the offense may not come alive until the 6th inning. And then it just felt like you wasted half the game on a bet when you could have just done the entire game outright on a side. And that's why I think if I did a first 5 of the side, I'd have a little bit more of a propensity to look at the underdog and thinking that there's a bit more value there. At the very least, maybe you catch a half run and you can tie and still cash out, or +1 in the hook, whatever it may be. But yeah, first 5s are fun. It's a lot of it coming down to the majority of your handicap anyways, which is going to be the starters. But yeah, usually it's going to be totals when I'm doing it. But seldom am I doing that as opposed to the full game.
Brave of you jumping in on first 5 totals. And I get it. It's sort of the same conversation around, okay, I feel like I know what to expect from the starters. But
yeah,
those lines, given that their first 5s are just so short,
right?
You know, 3.5, 4.5, rarely in a bad pitching matchup. Maybe you'll get a 5.5, but I've played with them plenty with limited success. I just don't like to, it's hard, man. It's hard to say that, you know, 2 teams over the course of 5 innings aren't going to score 4 runs, you know?
No, and you're right. And again, that's why I've strayed away from it. I did bet one yesterday. I think it was what game was it? The Royals and Twins, which ended up, I didn't even see the end of that. Yeah, 13-9. Geez. But I took the first 5 under 4.5, and it was 5-0 because the Royals scored 5 of their own, and then the Twins tacked one on. So I lost that pretty easily.
Right.
But I liked the starting pitchers in that game. I didn't care for either bullpen, which, as you saw, that it led to 22 total runs.
Gross.
But yeah, like, I'm never really going to bet it if it's at 3.5. 4 would usually be the lowest I'd go. But you're right. Again, it is such a small amount, and really it could take one swing of the bat to pretty much derail it. And you could be absolutely screwed right out of the gates if there's a run in the first inning. Whereas if you do the entire game, you still have the rest of the game to have it kind of settle down and adjust. So I think that may be a learning curve that I need to adapt more to, is not being as afraid of these bullpens when I'm betting unders and extend it to the full 9 innings as opposed to the first 5. So yeah, I mean, again, it's something that I don't do as much, but I might have to. I mean, do you go too crazy, with the totals one way or the other, over unders?
I used to. Again, there's probably not a sport that I have bet more than baseball in terms of volume, not necessarily in terms of dollars, but volume, because I just, I have been kind of in the past, less so now, as I've matured a little bit as a bettor, or at least made some better individual decisions. But I have been a slave to data, especially in a sport like baseball. And I will find people that I think are particularly good at betting baseball, and their track records speak for themselves. And because it's not a sport that I will, thrive at handicapping, I like to pay attention to, who I really like out there. And all right, well, they're good, and they have a model, and they trust their model, and I maybe subscribe to their model. And so I'm going to be, again, locked into the data. And this spot says under 12.5 runs for this game today at Coors. It seems a little risky with 2 starters on the bump with 6.5 ERAs, but okay. I mean, they said they're only expecting 9.5 runs. I'm going to really lean in on the under today. And then there are 17 runs, so and look, that's worked. It's gone for and against me, but I would say I have done a large enough sample size at this point over the last couple of years in particular, not this year, but the last couple of full seasons, to where, enough of those, whatever. I mean, maybe it's a derivative prop, maybe it's a total, maybe it's a side, whatever it is, just the data is fickle when it comes to baseball more than any other sport in my estimation. I don't think there's a sport among the big 4, if you will, that has more variance than baseball does. And so as a result, does this starter get roughed up? Is this bullpen, blow it today? All these different things that we've talked about, totals they have not been my friend, man. I might, if there's a spot that I like, then sure, I'll trust myself on it. But as far as just sort of blindly betting data, it's only gotten me in trouble when it comes to baseball. Very rarely am I, out there cashing parlays on it as a result, let's say.
Yeah, I hear you. When it comes to full game totals, pretty much just doing overs for myself. And
interesting.
I've done a little bit more with those. I would say that I have probably, I guess now that I think about it, first 5 unders and full game total overs, I probably have done more full game total overs. Because again, I feel like I have a longer leash for the offense to come alive, which is funny because then, of course, I'm saying the other side of the argument is you have a full game for it to settle down if you're betting the under. Of course, it works both ways, but that's why totals drive me crazy. And I do find myself more so just handicapping the teams in general, as opposed to, like you said, the variance of how many runs may be scored. One team has a likelihood of doing it more than the other. It's just a matter of how many of them you're going to get. That's where it's like, I'll just leave it to you guys at that point, but just let me pick the winner and by how much, hopefully, and then we can cash in that direction. And
what's your goal? We're going to be doing this for a while, and it's April 2nd. Season's barely underway. We got a lot of shows in front of us here. Who knows? Maybe multiple times a week, right? Off the bump coming your way with Danny Burke here. What's your goal for the baseball season?
In terms of how much I want to be up, or a specific amount?
Whatever it is. I mean, if it's, I've got a goal to be, plus 25, 30 units on the diamond this year, or it's, for me, my goal isn't even honestly that lofty. I've had back-to-back, trust too much in the data, as a result, losing seasons, that I have decided that I am going to bet things very uniquely my own way this year and ignore the noise, if you will. And so my goal is very simply to just I just want to be profitable. I just want to be up at the end of the baseball season. I don't care if it's, 2 units or 200 units. 200 would be great, don't get me wrong, but I just want to be up, as opposed to a couple of seasons of, it being a sport that has eaten me alive. So what? I'm curious what your goal for the season is.
Yeah, it's funny. Baseball used to be my most profitable sport from like, I don't know, 2018 to maybe 2023. And then the past couple of years, it's been one of the tougher sports to handicap for myself. And it is ironic because, as you kind of alluded to, you get the most data available for baseball as opposed to other sports. I mean, other sports are kind of catching up now, basketball being one of them. Football, you're kind of limited to some degree, but obviously with, say, success rate, EPA, those type of things, you get a lot more help than you used to. Baseball, I mean, you could go into a whole ocean of statistics to help you out for just one pitcher. So I still rely on that data a ton. And it was just like the last 2 years, it felt like I continuously was on the wrong side, despite me believing the data backed it up. But again, kind of as you were speaking, I mean, that's what can make it such a difficult sport and why there's so much variances, despite what the numbers may or may not be telling you. The proof may not always be in the pudding. So this year, I would agree with you. And it's always my goal with whatever sport, of course, to be profitable. But outside of that, I would say I want to, another goal would probably be to step out of my comfort zone, whether that's betting more underdogs outright or trying to become more comfortable getting into the prop market. Because I already told you I don't do it as much. And I'm not necessarily even saying with strikeouts or pitching outs. Maybe it's hits, maybe it's walks, maybe it's, hits and runs, all those combination of props. That's something that I would like to explore. Now, of course, it has to matter if it's profitable. I'm actually seeing results. I don't want to just, do it to do it. But that would be something that I would like to get into and hopefully find a slight edge, because I think it's been a lack of time before and perhaps resources. And now if I can fully devote it with, of course, having the excuse of now with this additional baseball show and writing a lot of articles, now I have even more motivation to kind of look at alternative angles. So I think just, again, being comfortable with being uncomfortable in some of these betting scenarios for baseball would be the other side of my goal.
Why do you suppose it's turned the last couple of years after having so much success?
Yeah, it's a great question. And maybe it's because of just complacency. I would have to guess. I think it's, again, relying on a lot of the data that I have before. It's worked. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I continue that. And I think maybe I was picky and choosy, like narrow-minded a bit, just seeing what I wanted to see based on some of these numbers. And was more likely to apply what I thought were beneficial numbers to a favorite as opposed to an underdog. Like if some guy's ERA was, I don't know, 350 and maybe his xFIP was like, 323, and I would be like, all right, well, that's a good sign. He's probably not due for an implosion. But on the other side, like his hard hit rate was very high, or his homer to fly ball ratio was 15%. Like there were other red flags, but I would choose to ignore it because one of the advanced metrics signaled that, no, you don't need to panic, and he's on the better offense. But just because you're on the better offense, it's a 162 game sample size. These teams are going to lose. They can't win every game. It's not like the NBA or football where more often than not, the favorite is always going to win. So I think it's those type of things that I just got stuck in a rhythm with. And not that I refused to adapt. It just like I was kind of lazy about it almost. Yeah. And I think that's what I'm really trying to venture out of my comfort zone to attack this time around.
Among all those advanced metrics, and I know this completely depends on the market that you're investing in, but is there one that you tend to trust more than another? One, piece of data that you find is more telling in where you should be investing?
Yeah, I would say xFIP is probably my go-to that I always look at. And that's not to say I'll ignore, say, expected ERA or FIP. Those are probably the big three for me that I always look at. But if I had to pick one, tried and true, it would be xFIP. I also like to venture into Sierra, skill interactive ERA. That's kind of a metric where you're looking back and you're going, all right, this is what his true ERA really should be. That's I kind of keep on the back burner a bit, not in the sense of like, I only use it sometimes. It's just, kind of a nice additional stat to help back up what the other metrics are telling me. But yeah, I would say xFIP is number one. But again, batting average of balls in play, hard hit rate, barrel rate, swing strike percentage, those all play into account. But xFIP is absolutely number one for me when it comes to pitchers.
You're in the weeds.
Yeah.
How
about
you? Do you track official show data,
or do you keep it base level?
I am an old, as I like to say around here, and so I don't necessarily get into the weeds with all of the advanced metrics and a lot of the different data that you mentioned. I will typically, have more of a surface level handicap when it comes to some of the different things that I'm looking for. And a lot of, for better or worse, which again goes back to me saying that I like the first 5 market. A lot of the decisions that I personally make when giving out plays or when investing myself that are independent of, pattern plays, streak betting, that kind of thing. It just one-off plays comes down to the starting pitchers.
Yeah.
I am, either more apt to bank on a starting pitcher that I really like in a given spot or really like in general, or target a given pitcher for the same reason, because I just, think he sucks or his team sucks or the spot sucks or, whatever it may be. And so for me, the handicap always starts with the starting pitcher. And I might look at BVP, batter versus pitcher, for anyone that doesn't know. I know a lot of people think that's a meaningless, archaic stat. I tend to pay attention to it. I won't say it influences how I will bet a game. It might influence how I bet a particular player prop, given how a history looks between a pitcher and a batter, or whether I want to, F around and find out when it comes to a home run play or something like that. Although I don't bet those as much as I used to, because again, volatile as all get out. But I would say that's probably the best way that I can answer your question.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Hey, yeah. I love the conversation. Great way to kick off our season of betting too. I love
baseball
it.
Strategy talk.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well,
are you going to have a spreadsheet that tracks official off the bump show plays? Are you going to see?
We could sell. The same plays that I have from the article are the same ones I'm dishing out here. We could absolutely set one up. But yeah, the same thing that I keep track of from the show and the article are currently on the same doc and how I've done it before. But yeah, we could definitely get that going as well.
How are you on baseball to start the year? Just a few games in.
Yeah, right now I believe it is 9-3-1. Yeah, 9-3-1, up 6.72 units. So we're off to a really nice start. Terrifies me, Adam. But we're not going to complain about it. We just got to be cautiously optimistic.
There you go
about our approach.
Well, my hope is the streak betting rights itself a little bit, because the first 2 days of it, and yesterday was day 3, but the first 2 days of it were not good. In particular, the first day. The first day was a train wreck, and it got me thinking about, and I think you guys had asked me previously when we talked about this, like, why do you do 3 games as opposed to 4 games? And if I did 4 games, most of those spots that obviously lost a couple of days ago, I would have sat out. I wouldn't have even been involved, and they never would have made it to a 4th because they ended at 3. And I got thinking about, that's a good question. Why did I decide 3 versus 4? And ultimately it's because I went back and I did the data, and 3 showed profitable and I was happy with it. But my buddy who turned me on to doing this, who does it a little bit differently, but for himself, he does 4. And I started to, okay, why did he say he did 4? And immediately, as I went like 1-7 or some ridiculous number a couple of days ago to start off this season, the reason that he doesn't, that he waits and that he does 4 versus 3 hit me like a ton of bricks. And the reason is this: teams sometimes are just in a really good or bad spot depending on the team they are facing with a series. And more often than not, for you to win or lose 4 games in a row, that is going to extend across multiple series. Not necessarily all the time. Sometimes there are 4-game series, obviously, but more often than not, you're playing 3, and to win or lose 4 in a row, that is going to go across multiple teams. You could win 3 in a row, just by sweeping a team. Like, again, I am invested blindly in Arizona tonight. The Diamondbacks are 3-0 at home this year after sweeping the Tigers, after getting swept by the Dodgers. Was Detroit just a great matchup? Maybe. Are the Diamondbacks going to go out and beat Atlanta tonight? We'll see. and I know we'll talk about these two games here because we've only got like 10-15 minutes left here, mostly strategy talk. But that hit me pretty quickly as to why it might be worth waiting for anyone out there that considers jumping into those waters.
Yeah, and you know what I'm fascinated to see about this streak betting as well is after you get a larger sample size,
Sure,
seeing when the loss occurs most, whether it's, for example, say a team wins, I don't know, the last 2 games of a 3-game series, and then their third win in that streak is the first game of an additional series. So, like, is the loss going to come, say they sweep them 3 games in a row? Is it more likely to happen at the start of a brand new series after sweeping a team 3 games in a row, like we might see with the Diamondbacks?
Right.
That's the thing that I'm personally hesitant about from time to time when it's 3 games in a row you sweep, brand new series against a different team.
Yeah.
And despite that, here I am taking the Diamondbacks tonight, like yourself. But that's something I'm curious to see what sample size separates itself more than others in terms of what ends up causing that loss for those streaking teams.
Yeah. We'll see as the data piles up. Like you said, we've only got, I don't even know, 15 ballpark, whatever, 15 to 20 plays across these last few days. And this one pending tonight. Already a few spots locked in for tomorrow. So we'll see.
Love it. All right, brother. Well, let's go ahead and dive into these games tonight. We've already teased it enough with our play here with the Arizona Diamondbacks, but of course they are taking on the Atlanta Braves. Diamondbacks coming off a nice sweep of the Tigers after they got swept themselves by the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yep.
Atlanta on the other side, they took 2 out of 3 against the Royals and took 2 out of 3 against the Athletics. You've got Ronaldo Lopez, the righty, taking the bump for Atlanta. Didn't play last year due to shoulder injury on his right shoulder. Ryan Nelson taking the bump for Arizona. Now, I know, again, this is blindly going into your strategy, so I'll just throw out some metrics there for the time being, and then obviously get your thoughts if there's any more outside of just blindly betting the streak. But with Ryan Nelson, his first start against the Dodgers, went 4.2 innings, 2 hits, 4 earned runs. Both of those hits were homers. 4 strikeouts in that spot. Now, his xFIP came out to 588 for that game, so obviously not fantastic. He's going against the Dodgers, though, in the first start of the year, so you kind of take that performance with a grain of salt. If you look at his 2025 numbers, 3.39 ERA. xFIP was higher, but 4.05, not alarming per se. Had a good ground ball rate, 40%. He was sub 10% on his home run to fly ball rate, which is league average is 10%. So to stay under, that's solid. Batting average of balls in play, really good at 252. And his whip was 107, which was impressive. But like I kind of gave you earlier with the example, what little blip here is kind of concerning is his hard hit rate was 45.5%. So he does have the, he's susceptible to getting pummeled. And you saw that with the 2 home runs against the Dodgers. But is that going to happen against this Atlanta offense? Absolutely could. We know they're still a formidable group. They've gotten off to a slow start, though. They're 20th in weighted runs created plus and 141 at-bats against righties, 27th in isolated power against righties. Now, it's a very small sample size, very early, but I'm still going to take some of that into account. It's been about a week now, so I'm still going to use that statistically a bit. And on the other side, Arizona against Ronaldo Lopez. Lopez, again, didn't have any playing time last year, now had his one start, and it was against the Royals, and it was fine. 150 ERA, gave up just a 1 earned run. The 150 ERA is what it came out to, but his xFIP was 535. His expected ERA was 444. His hard hit rate, the last full sample we saw of him in 2024, was 44%. Also was teetering toward a 10% barrel rate, which is very concerning. The Arizona offense has been a little bit better so far than Atlanta's. 14th in WRC plus is Arizona's against righties. 3rd in ISO against righties thus far. So I feel like I have the better offense. I have a bit more stable, reliable pitcher right now. It's still a question mark with Ronaldo Lopez. You talk about the momentum with the streak, which is why I know you like him. And then you also put the cherry on top being the plus money price being offered with Arizona, Adam. And that's what made the Diamondbacks a very appealing play. I got them plus 103. I know they're even higher than that at some books now. If I'm not mistaken, the last time I checked, maybe plus 105 was available. But yeah, I like this Arizona team. And I think they're a squad that could fly under the radar for the beginning stages of this year. And hopefully that's the case tonight too.
So I did get the plus 105, but again, I bought last night before I went to bed when I saw that line was released. And you can jump on a lot of lines for tomorrow, by the way, people, because we've got such a short slate today. In fact, Arizona's game against Atlanta tomorrow is already posted, despite the fact that tonight's hasn't been played yet. Again, it helps to know who starters are. But yeah, as you said, Lopez, the 1 run allowed over 6 in his first start against the Royals, only struck out a few guys. Nelson, he got, I don't want to say roughed up by the Dodgers because he only allowed a couple of hits. Things was, both were long balls, obviously. And so it looked a bit worse than maybe it actually was. This Braves team hasn't really played any close games at all. It's doubling up its opponents, outscoring them 24-12 so far through, obviously a half dozen games. The Diamondbacks, they've been outscored overall despite 3-3 record, I think it is. 3-0 at home after the sweep, as we mentioned before. And I will say, so I'm on Arizona, you're on Arizona. Fine. We're both on the Diamondbacks. Going beyond that, the total, which is sitting, at 9 in this game, feels just a little bit high. I would be inclined to bet the under if I was going to. And I'm going to be a hypocrite here for a sec, Danny. And I'm looking at the K-prop market in this game because these two teams, Atlanta and Arizona, strike out among the 4 fewest in all of Major League Baseball. Atlanta is 7.17 per game. Arizona is 7.5 per game. Neither of these pitchers is a strikeout pitcher, which is why you have such low totals. 4.5 for both these guys. Lopez, heavily juiced to the under, minus 166. Nelson is a more reasonable minus 130. I don't know, let me see. I don't think, you can't do like alt unders on strikeouts, but obviously you can do, some lower alt and alt them up if you wanted to do that sort of thing. If I was going to get involved here, it would be under 4.5 on Nelson at minus 130. Part of that is the juice by comparison. I don't really want to lay a minus 166. We talked about that before. But also, I just think Nelson is the more likely guy to ultimately come through for us, because there is an argument to be made. You and I don't want to hear it, but there is an argument to be made that Atlanta's the stronger team here. It's obviously the favorite. And so which of these two pitchers is more likely to get chased early?
Yeah.
That, again, would be Nelson. Now, again, I would love for him to go out there and work 6-7 innings and maybe still just get 3 or 4 strikeouts, and we can be happy across the board. But I do, in addition to investing in Arizona, I do like the under on the prop for Ryan Nelson. I don't know what you think.
Sorry, I got distracted because Alex, I know what you were doing back there behind it. We just talked about this, dude. You said 6-7 and he wanted to do it. Now Beast McNeese is commenting about it.
I had just gotten that stupid thing out of my system. Don't go bringing it back.
I know. That's what we were saying too. He was like 6-7 rune counting, and I was like, yes. And then I saw him just giggling right when you said it too, and I was like, what are you doing? Oh man. But I actually do agree with you, Adam. As painful as that may be to say, Ryan Nelson under would be the move. I completely agree with you. I think you nailed it right on the head in terms of the total, in terms of Nelson and him being a bit more of a susceptible pitcher to maybe not lasting as long or just racking up as many Ks. And that's kind of been the story of his career. I mean, last year he was only getting 7.7 Ks per 9 innings, walking almost 3 batters. Year before that was 7.5. Year prior was 6. So he's never teetered over 8 Ks per 9 innings. It's early in the year where you're not having to lay as much under 4.5. And it's against an Atlanta offense that could easily be on a trajectory to being one of the best, but because of their slow start, you're maybe getting a better price than you normally would with Ryan Nelson toward the under. So I probably won't bet it because I just want to sweat out the D-backs. But if you ask me objectively, I would concur with you that the under for Ryan Nelson would probably be the best prop to take. But otherwise,
Mets Giants. I almost said Niners. Mets Giants.
Yeah, cool. We're all good there. Let's move on to some Mets Giants and we'll wrap this bad boy up. This game starting just a few minutes after the first one in the Bay Area. The Giants taking on the Mets. Mets just lost 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals. That's a tough series for the Metropolitans, but they won 2 out of 3 against the Pirates. Very easy opening schedule, and we'll see if it continues to be on the easier path as the Giants, despite winning 2 out of 3 against the Padres, got absolutely embarrassed. Swept in 3 games against the Yankees. Their offense has really been non-existent so far. They'll be facing David Peterson, the southpaw for the Mets, who in 30 starts last year compiled a 4.22 ERA, 4.59 expected ERA, but his xFIP was at 3.72, hard hit rate of 46%. His homer to fly ball ratio was kept below 10%, and his ground ball rate was almost at 55%. So his numbers are just very hard to unpack here because he's kind of all over the place. But Adam, the way I look at it as early on here, if there's a time where we can lean a little bit more toward his convincing numbers, it would be against this Giants team at this moment. I mean, their offense just looks horrific to start. I mean, they're 22nd in ISO, 22nd in OPS against lefties, 23rd in weighted runs created plus, albeit just 60 at-bats. But this Giants team may just be on the downswing in general. Whereas on the other side, I feel like I have the better lineup with the Mets. Yes, Robbie Ray is the better pitcher, had a good start against the Yankees the first time around. But last year, he came out to about a 4.30 xFIP despite his 3.65 ERA. He also had a 45% hard hit rate and a 10% barrel rate. So he's getting up there in years. There's familiarity against him. The Mets are coming off a disgusting series in St. Louis against the Cardinals. I was glad to lay the minus 120, glad in the sense of a cheaper price with a Mets team that is obviously nowhere close to hitting its stride. And I think we could see a brief example of it tonight.
Yeah, the pitcher data that you brought up here, and I'm just looking something up as we chat here for a second. Want to see some of the strikeout numbers for these guys, not specifically the pitchers; those are lower lines. But yeah, the Mets, middle of the pack, Giants are as well. So, you mentioned a lot of the data as it relates to the runs. I'll just give you the tried and true raw data, which is the Giants are winless at home and they've been outscored 25-14. Over the course of their first, stretch of games. And 14, that run total, is the fewest in all of Major League Baseball, Danny, by at least a few runs, by multiple runs. Just got pummeled by the Yankees, 13-1 across those first few games. Took 2 out of 3 in San Diego, but again, lower scoring contests. Robbie Ray, allowed a couple of runs in that loss to the Yankees in his first start, 5 1/3, though. He didn't pitch poorly. Peterson, as you brought up, he pitched very well, 5 1/3 shutout ball, but against the Pirates. And that's a team that I don't think can hit particularly well either. What's interesting to me about the Mets, and this goes back to a conversation we had on Any Given Wager the other day about some of the baseball rule changes and, how long games are lasting and you're burning out arms and all of this stuff. Mets lost in 11 innings to the Cardinals yesterday. I don't know if you realize this, but New York has already played 3 extra innings games. Half of its games have gone to extras. Now, those are 10 or 11 games or 10 or 11 innings, because, ghost runners speeding things up. But nevertheless, they're already being pressed into more action, and that can catch up with your arms. I just think, at least for this first game, I like Ray more than I like Peterson as a general rule. In this spot, I think I like Peterson better because, as you said, I don't trust that Giants offense at all. I don't trust it to score. I don't trust it to provide run support to Ray. And I think you're getting a reasonable price at minus 124 on that money line for New York.
Yeah, I mean, when I was first looking at everything, and for partially the reasons you stated, I was looking for an excuse to bet the Giants here, but offensively, I just couldn't find one. You're right. I mean, the extra innings the following day is always a little scary, but especially with the sample size they've already endured, I guess the glass half full perspective is, well, one, I do think they'll have a bit more of a chip on their shoulder because it was another gross loss for them. And 2, it is early in the season still. So if there's a time where you could kind of escape that, perhaps it would be now. But that is very crucial to note, especially if it's something that's going to continue to linger for this Mets team, just continuously finding themselves in close games. But yeah, I like that minus 120 price. And if it was like, say, more minus $135, we'd be having a completely different conversation. But yeah, it just seemed like a pretty cheap price here on an offense that should be the better side, despite the Giants having a slightly better pitcher. But it may not appear that way if Peterson can look like the viable arm against such a mediocre offense. So yeah, I got 2 games I'll be sweating out. I know you've got yours with the trend. Are you this is what I meant to ask you too before I head out.
Yeah.
Are you separating your streak like units versus your other bets, or are you only betting the streak stuff right now?
I'm mostly betting the streak stuff, but I am separating it. So not like with a spreadsheet. What I'm doing is I'm keeping track of the streak betting on a spreadsheet. And then all of my baseball is just in my picket where the books sync up and then I can just see, how it compares ultimately. What I haven't done, and it's early enough in the season that it wouldn't be difficult to go back. It would only take me probably 5 or 10 minutes to do it. I've only been tracking results. Am I up? Am I down? By how much? What were the plays that won or lost? But I have not been tracking the situations. Like you brought up is, how often does a streak end, on 3 versus on 4 versus on 5, that kind of thing. And that would be an interesting thing to note. Maybe I should keep track of that along the way here a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be fun to keep a tag on, and I know we'll be doing plenty of
about
here.
It without a doubt.
Yeah, no question, my friend. But hey, look, it was a great first show, our first edition of Off the Bump here on the Betting News Network. We've got 2 plays to sweat out, obviously counting mine for both of the games. Adam and I both will be sweating out the Diamondbacks for a little bit of plus money on the outright money line. And then, of course, I've got to play minus $120 on the New York Mets against the San Francisco Giants for the later game. And going forward, of course, there will be plenty more action on Thursdays. And then Tuesdays, we should be having this program going forward. And then I know we're just only looking to extend from that point on once we get, into the thick of the summer. Cannot wait for that, because not only does it mean baseball, warmer weather, but we are getting closer then to football season, which you and I are always amped for regardless. It's talking about 24/7. By the way, Sean Beasy, enjoy going out to sea, my man. Geez, going out there for a month. I'm jealous.
Month?
Yeah, no Wi-Fi on the boat. We'll have to figure something out. But
I love that you paused like he was about to chime in.
well,
let me tell you.
I was hoping he was going to tell us like where he was going or something like that, why he wouldn't have that on the boat. But hey, what are you going to do? Yeah, Sean Beasy came to the meetup in Chicago. So
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Damn. All right. Well, appreciate everybody in chat for tuning in. Alex, thanks for helping out on the 1s and 2s back there, even though you did something else with numbers that were that close to each other, but I'm not going to repeat that. I'm sure Adam gets that enough from his kids at home, unless he
even they have let it go sooner than Alex.
Good. You raised them right, Adam. That
I
they're
did.
not even messing with that anymore. But make sure you follow Adam on Twitter, folks, at Adam M. Kaufman, myself at Danny Burke 5, and at Your Betting News for the Betting News Network. Best of luck with all your action on this Thursday evening. Enjoy the slate of baseball, even though it's just 2 games. But we'll be back again tomorrow for any given wager. We'll talk football, some basketball, NBA, March Madness. Plenty to come tomorrow on the Betting News Network. Until then, take care, folks.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Down in the deep. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.